right, dude. That's it. Oh. Hey, I didn't see you guys there. Welcome to another episode of Chat'n Charni, the #1 podcast on the internet that's completely unfiltered, uncensored, and unedited. This week's episode, we've got some great topics, great guests, and can't wait to catch you guys on. Welcome to another episode, guys. Fellas, nice to have the fellas all back today. Outside, new location. You guys know we like to switch it up on you constantly. Can't let them know your next move. Isn't that right, Josh?
You never can.
Never can. But, fellas, I want to start off with, it's a beautiful Sunday, the Lord's Day.
Feeling extremely blessed right now.
Feeling too anointed to ever be disappointed.
Oh, yeah.
But, fellas, tell me about your weekend. Anyone get into something crazy this weekend?
Let's start with you, Tilapia.
Today I went to Aventura Mall. The mall opens at 11 a.m. I got there at 11:15. Very quiet. Walked around. There was a food market. I went to the Korean table and I copped a triangular piece of rice covered in seaweed.
Ew,
That shit was ass.
Ew.
I walked around Macy's a bit and went home. And that was pretty much it for my day so far. But yeah, the weekend's been nice.
Sounds lovely. And fun fact, I actually ran into Alan yesterday. I was going to the beach with my little bro. We picked up some coladas and we were walking in like mid-beach. I see this dude flying in around the corner on the boardwalk on his bike with a helmet on. At first, I was like, At first, I tapped my brother. I'm like, yo, look at this faggot coming around the corner. And then it's fucking Alan, and I'm like, oh,
Who the fuck needs safety, man?
That's what I'm saying. But besides
I'll
that,
be safe when I'm fucking dead.
exactly, real man,
Respect.
real. There's no such thing as free will. If you're just meant to die, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But Josh, what about you? You went out this Friday night to somewhere you've never been.
So,
Tell us about it.
This Friday, bro, I went to Space.
You heard
Space
that,
for the
Andrei?
first time, bro.
My boy was at Space.
Yeah, bro, it was my boy's birthday. Dude, honestly, never been in a place like that before in my life, and it was so cool, bro.
Really? You get some bitches? You got your dick sucked for the first time?
I tried, bro. I really did, bro. At the end, I have a really funny anecdote about that, bro. So I'm with two of my boys, and then we see this fine-ass girl with a fucking bandana, and then...
What was fine about her?
The bandana.
I don't know. She was... I liked the bandana look. It was pretty fire, but she
That's
was
a nice look.
She was a pretty girl, for sure. Even under the... Like, you can't see well there.
Everyone likes a girl that'll come to give you conjugal visits in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. The phone sex.
She wasn't black.
Whoa!
Whoa!
We were just saying the bandana, dog.
I'm not saying because she was in prison, but like just because every girl in prison.
She gotta be black for her to visit you while you're locked up.
No, she. All right, let's move
Josh
on.
loves black people.
I love black women.
All right, so you go to Space, Josh. Tell me about the line outside, because there's always a fucking line outside.
No, honestly, we walked right in.
Really?
Yeah,
what time did you get there at?
Like 1:30.
Ah, okay. So that's like the middle ground where you're safe. There's like an 11 o'clock rush for all the cheapos trying to get in there before the price doubles, and then the real space ravers are coming in at like 3. So you caught that sweet spot. Nice.
It was a good spot, bro. I wanted to finish the story about the girl. So my boy was like, like she's so fine. I was like, yeah, she's pretty fine. So like he asks me, he says, or you should talk to her. I'm like, fuck it, I'll talk to her, because we're about to leave. So it was like 5 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we're about to leave. So I talked to her. Conversation goes over pretty well. And then when we're leaving,
Was she like twirling her hair while you guys were talking?
not that I remember, to be honest.
That's the giveaway, man. If she's like twirling the hair,
like grabbing her coochie while you were talking to her.
That's another one.
I wasn't paying attention to what she was doing with her hands.
You gotta watch for the body language, bro.
That's true.
Bro.
But I thought it went over pretty well. I said at the end of the night, like right before we dipped, I saw her and I said, "Well, you're beautiful. All this. I hope you find a man that treats you well."
Wait.
What?
Go back. What do you mean all this? I want to hear what the all this was. You're
What do you mean all
beautiful
this?
because you're like you're beautiful. All this. What else did you
I didn't
say?
say. I didn't know. It was kind of just like that. I didn't say
Wait,
anything.
Okay.
what do you mean? I hope you find another man. You basically told her you're not interested.
No,
in
I
her,
hope
saying.
I said I hope you find a good man for yourself. Like I was
It's not-
just.
don't say that.
You got to follow that up with something that puts you in the position to be that man. Like maybe you lead with, I hope one day you find a good man. Actually, I think I see one over there. Hey.
That's kind of corny.
I mean, that's terrible,
Another
but
one
it's
of my
better than
boys-
not shooting
Another
a
one of
shot
my
at
boys
all.
actually asked me about did that same thing the other day, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, try that." Like
Yeah?
I would have loved to have seen the
Don't
result
try
of
that.
Either way, what the conversation
It worked
the
for me.
conversation
It
gets
works.
interrupted. The conversation gets interrupted. Mind you, she says she's from Miami, and then one of her friends, this blonde girl, not nearly as fine as her. You know how it is with these girls with their friends. She tells
I hate
me
ugly friends, bro.
she tells
They're
me
usually the cock blockers.
she was cock blocking me in her excuse. You want to hear this excuse?
What?
One of the worst excuses I've ever heard. We're on an all lesbian trip. I was like,
yo,
So she was a
yeah.
lesbian.
no, bro. They were fucking. It was cap, bro, because she
First
told me
off-
she was from
You
Miami.
know
First
why
off-
she told you that? Because you told her go find a better man.
No, she didn't even hear that part. That other girl, bro.
No.
Sure, no.
now I'll tell you why there weren't an entire unit of lesbians on the trip together. Because I know for a
They
fact
did not look
that
lesbian.
they don't allow you to bring electronics through the airport, and they're not coming here without their strap-ons.
What you mean they don't let you bring electronics to the airport?
You can't bring. Oh, bro, I'm fucking retarded. Certain electronics, I brought my Xbox once.
I brought my phone.
I mean, yeah,
That
okay.
is an electronic device.
We're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut that. No, we're not. But
You know,
anywho, how does this shit end, Josh?
so it ends with me just being. I was drunk as fuck too, so I was just like, "Oh wow, that's incredible." It's like I don't know how to fucking respond to that. Be like, I should have been like, if I was sober, I would have been like, "That's cap." Like I would have straight up been like, "That's cap" right away. But I was drunk, so I was just like, and my boys were trying to get out of there. I was like,
The thing is, you can't call them out on it directly because then they get defensive and it just becomes like a pissing battle. Like you're never gonna get laid by them at that point. You gotta go with it. Be like, oh really? That's awesome. I love lesbians. You know what? You like eating pussy? Me too. And then
I'll say some shit. I like girls too. I'll fit right in.
Exactly. Like you never heard girls want girls, bro?
yeah.
That's some real spiel. Take note.
And yeah, that's pretty much how it ended. We just dipped after that. But I would like to say also, bro, there was a point in there, like about 30 minutes when I got in, the dancers fucking pulled up on the podiums and shit. Bro, these bitches were dancing crazy.
Women.
Sorry, these women were dancing crazy. You would have seen these women. They shit on the women from Electric Lady. They shit on the women from Electric Lady.
I'll believe that for a second.
Oh man.
Alan's in love with the Electric Lady women.
I mean,
Alright.
I saw their faces though; they weren't that attractive, but they were shaking ass, and it was very entertaining and it was very arousing. It was the closest I'd gotten to being super aroused at a public space in a while. So it was good shit, honestly. There was another thing that was really cool about it.
Sounds nice so far.
Got there. You know how you've been there. You know how they like blow smoke, and then like bro, they blew smoke, like the smoke thing.
Yeah, the fog machine.
The fog machine, bro. That shit. At one point, it gets so foggy that you can't see shit,
Yeah.
and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
I love that moment because that's when I just grab anything with long hair next to me and start making out with it. I'm just kidding, but
Nice.
yeah.
Gotta be careful.
But no, it was super. It was
Yeah,
super
yeah.
fun, man. Honestly, I would definitely go back again.
Yeah. Does this angle make me look fat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. I'm not this fat, but fucking Jesus. More importantly, with space, was it what everyone says it is? Was it just like a pitch? I've been, but for the viewers, pitch dark room, like a boiler room, crazy EDM going on. The
I
whole
wouldn't
night?
say pitch dark. The thing that I knew was a really cool place is when you walk in and the room that you walk into isn't even the real room.
Nope.
Like it's just like a chilling spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you actually go into space through like a staircase. It's
Mhm.
upstairs.
Mhm.
It's pretty fucking cool, bro. That shit is. I've never. It was like the first
I'm
real
pretty
Miami
sure they have a
club I've
separate
been to.
name for it too. That room, isn't it Factory or something?
I don't know if it was a separate
I
name,
think so.
but
But
it was fucking cool.
so
I thought the factory was like a separate club. No?
They have a
It's
separate.
something like
they have
that.
a bar right next to it. It's called
11.
Floyd.
Oh, Floyd.
Floyd,
Yeah,
it's
Floyd
like a
is
little
like their
tinier
little
bar.
second outside venue.
Because they don't have like a permanent DJ. They just have guests that perform every night.
No, it's like they have like a guest DJ every night,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are like super famous. It's like
Yeah.
one of the most famous clubs here.
Dude, it's
Arguably.
where you go to snort ketamine in the bathroom, find 7 to 8 goth Latinas, shuffle your heart away, and then pass out in the back of the cab on the way home. It's a nice time.
I don't like
You
golf
like-
Latinas, bro.
you-
Most
You
of the
don't
time-
like goth
I know
Latinas?
you like goth Latinas. You like goth Latinas.
You're a big fan of goth
I know that
Latinos.
Most of the time, their coochie stink.
Damn. Here's the thing,
Isn't
though.
the stank
Here's the
coochie?
thing, though. There's two
You
types.
like stank coochie?
I was gonna say there's a good stank
You like
sometimes.
a good musk?
A good musk. Like I like a hume, like a slight hue
Nah, I
of
don't.
no.
Nah.
You don't like it's natural, bro. It's the same thing as like stretch marks.
Bitch, naturally take a fucking shower.
Okay. What about you? What about you guys spend a nice day out at the beach? You've been getting sweaty and stuff. You're hot. You're not gonna do it after that. It's gonna smell.
Depends on the girl.
All right. We can meet in the middle there.
If I'm in love, yeah. If no, then bitch, take a shower.
What a
Jeez.
nasty conversation.
Anyways, other than women needing a shower more.
Wait, but we didn't catch up on what Andrei did this weekend.
Oh, more importantly, yeah. Fuck any topic I have prepared. Fuck any current event. Andre, what the fuck did you do this weekend?
I mean, I was basically I just got into yacht charters and sales.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
So I've been like researching like a lot about yachts and like I've been like just finding out how to do everything because fucking like yachts is a whole lot of shit you gotta know. You feel
Oh
me?
yeah, it's mad intricate.
And yeah, so if anyone needs a charter, hit me up.
These broke motherfuckers
Hospitality
can-
services.
He's broke, mother.
So what are you gonna be, like a deckhand?
Nah, I'm gonna be the sales manager. I'm gonna have a team of 15 under me.
Wow.
And,
So you're selling the charters to people like, hey man, you coming on a trip to Miami? Like we've got this awesome boat, up to 20 people. Like
I'm gonna be like obviously I'm gonna do the sales as well, but I'm gonna be more like the guy fucking like motivating people to do it. You know, throwing out incentives, making a team.
creating the blueprint for your sales members to follow.
I'm gonna be like Benson Bella.
Give me a hand.
That's terrible. What, autistic and a cuckold?
Nah, Jewish.
That's what we all strive to be, man. Speaking of which, how about when we went to that comedy show on Wednesday and they were asking for suggestions from the crowd for things you hate, and Andre says pro-Palestinians. Everyone in the back's like, fuck you. It's like, I didn't know there were all these mythological fun creatures
Bro,
for
what-
Palestine.
What I don't understand is how the fuck are you a transgender?
We went over this on the last pod. We can't harp on this
Transgender,
point
like,
anymore.
And you fucking want to get stoned, bro.
It's-
I agree with him completely
Shit, I
on
wanna
that,
get
bro.
stoned
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
These transgenders for Palestine
Not the Muslim
is just
stuff.
stupid. It's just stupid because they should know what would happen if they go over there. They
Anywho.
should know.
Speaking of stuff going on in the world, here's a big one. Our boy, the Donald, convicted and found guilty of all 34
Some
counts.
bullshit.
All 34 counts of the official charge was falsifying business records. And first, let me gauge you guys. How knowledgeable are we of what's going on? You guys all fairly know?
Yeah, I'll make some points about what I think is going on.
Okay, so
Sure.
just to paint the backstory for anyone that lives under a rock, right there with our boy Patrick.
Yeah, for the Patricks.
For the Patricks out there, Donald Trump, throughout his interim as president, there was a case brought up against him that he had allegedly made payments to a porn star, literally a former porn star, Stormy Daniels, as like a hush money payment to not talk about any of their affairs that they went through. The problem isn't paying the hush money though; it's that he made the payments through his campaign fund. Now, the reason that's illegal is because the campaign fund is public. People donate to it. Like, Trump was known for endorsing his own fucking campaign. He paid for all of it. He didn't have any super PACs. So really barely any of the money in there is from donations, but some of it is. Most of it is money he put up himself. So the formal charge is that he used campaign funds to pay hush money and do other stuff
The
for
thing
his
is, bro, if I'm a fucking donate to Donald Trump, I'd rather he fucking pay a fucking porn star to not talk about his business than buy some fucking like pencils and banners and shit. You feel me? I'd rather
Agreed.
use my money for that, you know?
Agreed, which is the disdain that a lot of people are having with this political
And Bill
scrutiny.
Clinton's the fucking same shit. He fucking paid his secretary in the White House that was fucking like 30 years younger than him.
Dude,
Fucking,
Biden's son has made millions of dollars since the war in Ukraine. But that's besides the point. It's obviously politically motivated.
that fucks up America so much because now it's gonna be tit for tat, but the Republicans are gonna do the same exact shit, bro. Now it's just gonna be
Exactly.
a fucking crazy.
So that was the point I was going to bring this whole thing home with. It's that these people don't really care about democracy. Like you said, going for these charges, trying to put him as such a criminal in news media, like all of this completely rips apart the very foundations of the judicial system because they're using it solely for the purpose of their political aspirations.
On that, like America is fucking getting so fucked right now, bro. We're becoming a like I don't want to say dictatorship yet, but it's getting pretty authoritarian. Like we fucking fought the British to not fucking give us any taxes, bro.
Mhm.
Right? The fucking Boston Tea Party. Fucking after World War II, the fucking United States snuck in the fucking federal income tax, bro.
Mhm.
Because, you know, we had that fucking victory, we beat
Of
the
course.
fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
We gotta pay for the war somehow.
Use all that
Now-
patriotism.
Now we're
to,
fucking getting taxed like the British, bro. You
Mhm.
feel me? And they fucking, with the, like back, I forgot when it was, but what really fucked us up as well is when the United States introduced the Coast Guard and took out the private militias in each state, right? Because
that had to be a while ago.
it was like a little over 100 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and basically that's how states were guaranteed to have their own power instead of the federal government holding everything, right?
Mm.
And when the only one that didn't agree to that was Texas, and right now they have their own like I don't want to say constitution, but like this
Yeah, they have their own
document
state
that says that
guidelines,
they can
kind,
secede from the union
Of
at
course.
any time they want.
which is smart on their part. But that exact reason is the fear the U.S. had by allowing these. And again, I'm not a congressman. This is just my take. But fucking like you're saying, if all these states had their own militias and any of them felt some type of way about a federal policy and they just seceded from the U.S. and were like, come raid South Carolina if you want to, like, that leads to a lot of room for any state to just be like, oh, we don't want you to put this policy in place. If you do that,
Well, I mean,
we'll
that's-
secede the country.
That's how it's fucking supposed to be, though. That's how it's supposed to be. We're
Partially.
we're the United States of America. We're not America. The United States of America. We're
But
50
united.
states that are united until they aren't, bro. Fucking Joe Biden's fucking dismantling the country. We're not fucking united, bro.
I agree.
We're the
And,
least united we've ever been in history.
and I think they should put something in place to where, like, the states could vote to. Obviously, there's
the founding
impeaching.
fathers
But,
did put something in place, and they fucked it up, bro. Because anyone that gets power, they turn fucking greedy and want it all for themselves, bro.
well, that's the thing with anybody that's in these positions. Like, really, anyone that seeks power from the get-go, like wanting to be in Congress, wanting to be in the executive branch, they're already like a little fucked up. They got that like that pathological like need for it already. Anyone that wants to be famous or big has a little bit of that. So I think once they're put in that position, you're right. It's just gonna feed to that thing they already have and fucking stroke that ego and make them go crazy over it. But is there a way around that? Because to be the kind of person that strives to get there in life, you need a little bit of that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think, bro, fuck the federal government, bro. We gotta take it back, bro. It was much better when the states had the power to control themselves, bro. Because the thing is, the United States is fucking huge, bro. We're bigger than Europe. Every state has its own problem, you feel me? In Miami, we're not worried about fucking Ohio's potatoes, you feel me? So we're not gonna
But we are in a way. Because that sustains us.
Like, are we gonna put potato farming laws in Florida? No. You know what I mean? That's why each state should have their own laws, have their own representatives that do the will of the people. Because every state has their own different goals. Because they all have their own. I mean,
that's what it's set up to be. It just isn't that.
Now
that's what it's set up to be. It's like you said, everyone's feeding into the federal and national agenda, even the people on the state level, because they're trying to climb the ladder. Yeah. They're trying to get to the federal government. But where were you on January 6th?
I was locked up. I was in jail.
Anywho, so we just had a little fucking discussion about that. Do you guys have anything to say about what we just said?
I have nothing to say about what you just said. You guys made some fair points, but I would like to make 2 points. First of all, if you guys had that discussion right now in front of the person that's sitting inside, that could be an argument for an hour.
Oh, let her argue, bro.
No.
Because she
is. Do that to our viewers.
She's super like
liberal. Bring her out, bro.
Liberal.
Bring her out.
I want to see that. Someone's got to shoot her a text. Let's do that in a second.
Let's clear the floor and just leave Andrei with her.
I think we should. I think I'll move over and watch them debate next to each other. I'll watch it. But the other point I wanted to make about the Trump thing, going back to the Trump thing. So, to me, the fact that he's had all these charges levied against him, I don't think that it's going to have any impact on his candidacy. It's going to have zero impact on his candidacy. I think that he's still going to get an incredible amount of votes because these people that see Trump, they're allied with Trump. They think there's so many Trump supporters in America. They're still going to vote for him. I'm not going to say I don't know who's going to win the election. I have a feeling Trump is going to win.
I think they made it better for him just now, like you said.
There's going to be, bro. I mean, I'll tell you one example. Last night, the UFC event happened. Every time this dude showed on camera at every big public event, everybody's cheering, bro. Yeah. Everybody's cheering. These people love Trump, bro.
Bro, the way I like to say it is there's a very outspoken minority. It's like you said, the majority of people either don't give a fuck, don't think he's Hitler, or fucking love him. That's 90% of people. They don't think he's terrible. Then maybe they don't love him, but they don't think he's this Hitler they point him out to be. But then that small 10% that think he's Hitler, racist, wants to cause genocide again, they're very outspoken about it. So it looks like a lot of people think that, but it's just because they're throwing it all over the media.
Yeah. And also it was the UFC fight was in New Jersey as well. And that's liberal state.
That's liberal. It's democratic as fuck. Yeah, it's democratic as fuck. It's very interesting to see that. Like in the past, he's pulled up to the New York cards, and that's even more fucking democratic.
I mean, the whole trial was in New York, and there was countless protesters outside, like saying this is ridiculous. Tons of like famous figures in business and finance and wealth, like Gary Vee, people like that, went out and like tweeted and said, "Oh, I'm never doing business in New York," things along those lines. Because what they came after him for, anybody with money in New York does that.
Sure.
Anybody. Falsify business records? Bro, people are telling you this $2 million building's worth 12 around every corner you go to in Manhattan, bro.
Even in Miami, everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's how real estate is.
Exactly.
And it appraised for higher than what it was.
Yeah, and Trump always has ran on that premise that like not that he's a crook, but like, guys, I'm the guy that knows the system because I've manipulated it. I've made it here, seeing what's fucked up in the system, what you can manipulate, and he's made it public to other people, told them how he did it and shit. So like, sure, maybe that's not the best morally speaking. Like maybe that makes him a little bit of a crook, but he's an honest crook. He's a crook that is telling you how he's manipulating the system versus these other crooks that are acting like they're your Lord and Savior and want the best for you, but are really milking you for everything you've got, which is way fucking worse.
Thing is, I would much rather have a crook any day than some fucking loser that doesn't know shit about the world, that has no street smart. Donald Trump is the most street smart president that we had, and this is what we fucking need right now.
In a modern generation, it's a fair point. He is very street smart. He's a businessman, bro. Yeah. The dude's a businessman.
He knows how to talk.
And he's a shark, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking lethal.
I don't go on the gram that much as I used to. But the other day, I don't know if you guys saw this. Did you guys see that Joe Biden had Robert De Niro speak in front of, and all the Trump supporters were shitting on him.
They're like, fuck you, your movie sucks.
That shit got nasty. But I'm not gonna lie. When Trump supporters like trying him for his movies, come on, it's Robert De Niro, bro. He's one of the greatest actors of all time.
But there's people in there saying shit like. I remember hearing one guy being like, "Hey, you're washed up. Your movies suck." And like a guy that talks like this, he's seen The Godfather. He fucking loves The Godfather.
Exactly, bro. You're just trying to say that to like be on camera and fucking be like just show that like. It's like the funniest thing is that
although Robert De Niro has not made a movie like The Godfather in a really long time.
Hey man, if Robert De Niro doesn't like Donald Trump, fuck The Godfather.
That's a great movie, but he is washed up. He hasn't made one like that in a while.
Robert De Niro is fucking 80 years old,
80, bro. What the fuck is he doing talking about politics?
Robert De Niro, that shit. Biden probably fucking paid him a shitload of money, bro. It's all fucking money, bro.
Yeah. Those are the shitty crooks we're talking about. Like that little slimy shit's like him going up there acting like he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart, and our country's fucked if they vote for Trump. But really, it's like you said, he just got a big bag.
It kind of surprises me that he picked Robert De Niro, even though he's like, I think it was in New York. This thing that happened.
Oh, Robert De Niro's. That's why. It's because it was in New York and in Tribeca where it was happening. He's like a hero to those streets. He's
for sure.
Performed a lot of schools. He's bought people houses there. Like
that got rowdy out there, bro. I saw the videos of him going back into his car and they were fucking chewing him out. Just chewing him out. That shit got nasty, bro.
And also, how the fuck are you gonna call Donald Trump a crook and then vote for Joe Biden? Yeah. The biggest fucking crook with fucking dementia that can't even hide what the fuck he's doing. Like, if you're a crook, at least hide what you're doing.
Yeah. Before we start this debate, I want to see if Tilapia has any points to add to this whole Trump thing.
Nah, no comment.
No comment.
I've been enjoying the dialogue.
This guy. No, right there.
Mic check.
You're good.
So yeah, no comment. Should we bring this? I want to hear this debate right now. I want to hear this.
I need to say
a liberal versus Trump right now.
Before we get into this, the facts of the matter. Even if he's convicted, he probably won't go to jail. His sentencing's in about a month. Depending on what it is, even from jail.
He's not going to prison. No.
Even if he goes to prison, he can still run the country.
Nah, he's not going to prison.
He's still technically
he's not
the lowest felony.
To me though, even like whatever, he's not going to prison. Yeah. I know for damn sure that boy's not going to prison.
Probation, the worst.
Mm-hmm. All right, bring her out.
I want to bring her out. I'm gonna stand behind you and let her sit in this chair. I want to hear this.
On the last episode, we talked about the different types of booties. All sizes, small, tight, plump, flat. We love them all. And we discussed them in great detail why.
Yeah.
Andrei, I think the viewers need a second part to that. Because you know who we left out of that conversation?
Who?
The titties, man.
Titties, to be honest with you, I don't really care about titties.
Really?
Yeah.
Not at all?
Like, if anything, I just don't like really big titties.
How big are we talking? G's, B's?
Like triple D's. That's crazy. I don't really.
Those are nice.
I mean, I'd rather have a bitch with like medium titties, you know?
Woo woo! Shana, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
So, to catch you up to speed.
Oh my god, the mic is so little.
That's what she said. But thank you for joining us, Ms. Shulman. We were just going over the conundrum of our former president being indicted of 34 charges.
Oh yeah.
And I'm guilty of all of which.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
rightfully so.
Not rightfully so.
So, obviously we have a pretty polarized member of the podcast here. Was in favor.
I think it's like split directly, like lives on the side, non-lives.
I'm neither.
He's Switzerland. Josh is Switzerland.
Josh loves Donald Trump, but going on, moving forward, Andrei thinks that these are preposterous charges. It is nothing but an abuse of the judicial system for political benefit. And at the end of the day, Trump's a great guy, and he is who should run our country. We just wanted to hear what you might have to say about that.
From a feminine view, a female perspective.
No. More loving, more progressive view. Yeah, all of which. Do you think he deserved it?
I think. Do you know how easy it is to have a hung jury? You just need a singular person to not agree with the bunch.
Correct.
And
that's a good point.
There was an individual within the jury who was like very into Truth Social, like was a fan of Trump, really liked the guy, maybe possibly even loved him. And not even with him on the jury was there a hung trial.
Well, I mean, they actually ran a poll on the jury, and Trump's defense tried to get a new jury because the jury, like on the poll, it said that they were heavily against Trump. And I never heard anything about the Truth Social guy, but from the polls that I seen, there was only 2 guys that just didn't like him, and the rest, they fucking hated him. And the judge was against Trump. He was a liberal.
He also donated $30 to Joe Biden's campaign. Did you know that?
So you're saying he's biased.
He could. I mean, at the end of the day,
but at the end of the day, the judge doesn't make the ruling. The jury concocts the ruling.
You're right on that. I was gonna say that, and $30 doesn't really prove huge devotion or alliance to somebody.
Yeah.
But
if you're donating like thousands and you're donating time to like, you know.
Now, here's the thing. You lived in New York for a long time.
For 7 years, yes.
For 7 years. You've met a lot of wealthy, doing well for themselves, successful Manhattan elite types. Have you not?
I have.
What percentage of those you think would say they've probably done something in their business dealings similar to what Trump did in terms of falsifying business records or overappraising certain property values?
I think it boils down to morals and ethics. And I think, you know, in terms of where they fall on the political stance, like, you know, they'll say they're fiscally conservative, you know, but morally more liberal. And I think, you know, ultimately everybody has skeletons in their closet, but it comes more so into play, and it's more of a pivotal topic to discuss when you're literally running for president. And that most people, the average individual, does not foresee themselves running or winning a presidential election.
Okay, but fair point. But to my point, what I'm trying to say is, anyone in like a top-notch competitive city like New York is, that's made it to the status Trump has, like someone that, you know, has gotten pretty freaking rich in New York, like dealing with all these crazy, you know, New York types. I don't know any other way to describe it. But you don't think this kind of thing happens all the time in terms of the business world and the upper 1% elite there? Like all stuff with financial little discrepancies.
Obviously,
he didn't kill anybody. He didn't hurt anyone.
Well, I mean, speaking of grabbing women by the pussy, that seems kind of.
I mean, that's just I've said worse.
No, but have you
doing it? Grabbing a woman by the pussy.
And I believe he's done it.
I've grabbed a girl by the pussy.
But she wanted it.
Yeah.
How do you know that she wanted it? That she like?
She didn't slap his hand off.
I lifted a bitch by the pussy.
It could be a trauma response to not slap someone after doing that. You can enter into a state of shock, and that's, you know, the psychological.
She told me she liked it. I had sexual intercourse with her after.
Okay, but that's not every woman.
No means no. We agree with that.
Right, but you don't give someone the opportunity to say no prior to you putting your hands on them.
Okay, so you think it'd probably be better practice if Andrei were like, "Ma'am, may I put my hand on your pussy?"
If someone had the audacity, the nerve, the gall, and the audacity to touch me without my consent, they would they would probably regret it.
Well, I mean, Donald Trump
Even
didn't
if
just go up to a
What
lady.
if you found them handsome?
I was about to say, even if I found them attractive, that still does not give you the right. That gives nobody the right.
I concur.
Of course, but Donald Trump didn't just go up to some random lady and just just grip.
How do you know?
Because then he'd have a fucking rape trial.
Well,
You're just like.
there was a rape trial.
Yeah, and it was false, and the lady even said it was false.
I think her name is Carol Jean or something along the lines of that, and
That sounds familiar.
she sued him, and then he countersued her, of course, because he's the perpetual victim in these scenarios.
If someone accused me of rape,
It's true. He was guilty.
She was
And then
found guilty.
he was found guilty. Yes, and then he has to pay her $100 million.
The same way how Clinton got accused guilty of his secretary, and he just had to pay her.
But look at the power play and the levels of authority. You know what I mean? And also, you're not. When was
She
last
has a
time?
point. She has a point.
When was
Like,
the last time you just sat within yourself and just you're not a female, obviously, but there is the president who's a male, and
Exactly.
you're female, and there's a lot of pressure, and you know that there's just going to come someone else right after you to take your place, and
that part I get. I can see your perspective on that.
yeah,
but-
it's
Then
not even
why
about
are you there?
notoriety though. It's just like, oh shit, like he's the president, like.
But don't you think a little bit of that fault lies in their own idea of their self-importance?
Yeah, what can Donald Trump do about that?
In
He's
regards to what?
just him. He's the president.
Right, but
He doesn't. Why is it his fault that he's putting pressure on her just by being himself?
being himself. You mean like kind of like a monster, or like a stand-up
How is he a
guy?
monster? Well, I think he's a stand-up guy.
You think he's a
She's
stand-up?
saying if like he's got a girl with him in the Oval Office and he's like making forward motions, like saying like, hey, like, why don't we take this blouse off or something? I don't know how a president
And then
flirts,
hypothetically, then it becomes a he said, she said, right?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's like the
So I
president
get your
versus
perspective. I
you.
get your perspective. In
It's
that
kind of a
sense.
catch-22. Like,
It is.
I don't even know what I would do in that
It
scenario, if I'm honest.
I mean, it is at the end of the day, it is a hypothetical situation that didn't happen. You know, I like Donald Trump. Thing is, he just has he's a guy. You know,
My question, what I'm curious is to know, is how many NDAs he had signed.
a lot. He's a billionaire.
So if there's not more, oh my god, if the NDAs were not signed by probably dozens, if not literally hundreds of people that have come into his path, women especially, imagine how many more trials.
Well,
Imagine.
My follow-up question with that is, he's not forcing them to sign it by gunpoint. These women willingly wanted to be in that circle, and
But maybe-
women aren't stupid. They
No.
know when they're going to Trump's party mansion what might go down there, what they might be asked to do.
Right, but there's
So-
a very fine line in between like misconduct and verbal kind of like slurs or vulgarity, and then like literally like rape. Like there's a very fine line
I
between.
agree.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a.
I don't think that's that fine line.
Yeah,
Saying
I
something
think-
crazy versus putting your penis in a woman that doesn't want you to.
No, but there's oral sex. There's
I think
Yes,
there's
We're
other
throwing
forms of
all
rape
those in
besides
the same boat.
penetration. Just to be
how
clear.
can you can rape a girl and she sucks your dick?
No, I'm saying
Kinda.
oral sex is like if you force someone to give you that's
When she
if
bite
they're
your
drunk
dick
they
off?
can't consent. If you're intoxicated, you by law are not in any position to consent. You cannot do you know what I mean?
And when did
You're
he
not
do that?
cognitively
True, but if they're both drunk, then it's fine.
no.
Of course it is.
I mean,
Because the guy is
If a girl- if a girl-
guys get raped too.
Exactly. The guy is just as covered by the fact that he's inebriated. It's like, oh, I didn't give her consent.
well, I think it depends
So they
on.
raped each other. It cancels out.
No, that's not how that works. There's a spectrum of intoxication. Like if a woman has 3 drinks versus a man having 8 drinks or mixing alcohols, there's like a various spectrum.
But I thought we had equality.
In terms of, well, no, a man is larger. He can withstand more alcohol intake versus a woman who is shorter and cannot take on as much alcohol or have the tolerance of like a 6
So
foot
which
man.
one would you say is generally going to be better at sports?
It depends on the sport. There are sports that women are better at
Okay,
that.
like football, like a real sport.
I find football to be the least entertaining sport there is.
You can't let me have one, can
No.
you? Anywho.
The thing is, Donald Trump, he didn't.
Move on.
That's all hypotheticals. He didn't rape any women.
But if you take a look at every singular previous president, have they been in the media in as
Yes.
much negative attention as Trump has?
Well, I mean, first of all, the liberal news, they blast Trump for no reason. They were calling him a racist when he first became a president. He's not a racist.
Okay.
They were saying he's a rapist. Like you're saying, he's not a rapist. The only
No,
thing,
but he is a convicted rapist essentially.
no, he's not.
He wasn't found
The crime that he got found guilty of is paying
The
a
victim.
porn star hush money
No.
just to not talk about them having sex.
Stormy, well, I'm talking about E. Carol Jean, the woman who she accused him of rape like 30 years
and
ago.
they settled, right?
No.
No.
She sued him, and
he
she
countered.
won.
She won the suit.
She won. He has to pay her $100 million.
But that was a civil suit.
It was a civil suit, but you can't win a civil suit without like sufficient evidence where there's like without it like beyond a reasonable doubt that you did.
can
or
if
didn't
the guy you're suing's running for president wants this out of the limelight as quick as possible.
No, but
so
that was not a settlement. That was with a jury. A settlement is between
You're
two
right.
lawyers outside of a courtroom without a jury. A jury convicted him, and he was found guilty.
The thing is, especially 30 years back with not a lot of evidence, it's super easy for a woman to accuse you of rape when you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many cases like that where people are sitting in prison and didn't even do anything.
But again, there's how many jurors? I think, 14? 12. 12 people.
Yeah. And if, like...
And not one person didn't, find him.
The thing is, if...
Not guilty.
For this hypothetical situation, right? It's a guy and a girl. They're at a party, right? They go upstairs. No one sees what they're doing upstairs, right? A couple days later, the woman could say, "Oh, he raped me." The guy didn't even have sex with her.
Mhm.
There's no evidence, nothing, and the jury will obviously be on her side.
That's not
the
true.
woman. Yes.
That's not true at all.
That's
Under
most of the time. A lot of cases.
You need evidence for 12 people to believe.
convict.
Yeah. If you don't have evidence, it will be either a hung jury or he will be found out. I promise you.
She's right.
I promise you. There has to be one person who's like, wait a minute. He may not have done it. Let's not throw this guy in jail for the rest of his life. And, it's not an immediate snap of the finger, he's guilty.
There's so many people
I would
sitting
like
in
to chime
prison.
in. I would like to chime in with. I'm reading from an AP article. Says jurors rejected Carol's claim that she was raped, finding Trump responsible for a lesser degree of sexual abuse.
Okay.
Not
saying he's not guilty.
Exactly, but not that guilty.
Well, again, I was not there. I cannot comment, but I'm saying guilty versus not guilty, he's guilty.
What I think really happened is, since, like I said, it's really hard to win those cases for guys, he just paid her off because he has money just to get it over with. That's
That's
probably
kind
what
of
happened.
what I would agree with that, to be honest.
He's a wealthy businessman. He has a lot of clients. He has a reputation to maintain, and he didn't want to deal with it.
What I find so telling is where is Melania? Who has seen this woman? And I have not seen her.
She's so hot. I see her every other day. But
In your dreams, in your mind.
I would like to add in the same article, it says Carol was one of more than a dozen women who have accused Trump of sexual assault or harassment.
So, what are you guys scared of for the future? Like, if anything at all,
Roe v. Wade
being overturned, it has been overturned.
I know.
So, how many states have abortion illegal now?
I don't know the exact number, but I definitely know that the number is so much higher than where it should be.
Which is 0 in your opinion.
I think here's the crazy thing though. Women can gestate a singular child within a 9 to 10 month full span. How many kids can a man have? How many females can a man impregnate within 10 months?
Oh, infinite.
Thank you. So who's really, the more dangerous?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that men are being scared off of having countless meaningless sex. because it's
I
better
don't-
that way.
Or you just wear a rubber.
I don't think it's necessarily about scaring or intimidating men up. I think it's like
No, it's not.
Men
it's definitely
can
not. It's so that
formulate
women don't murder
and produce
babies.
far more offspring than a woman within 10 months.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
To
agree.
be honest, the only abortion I support is for rape victims.
I was gonna say rape
Or
definitely,
incest.
or incest maybe. I'm just kidding, of course. That baby's gonna come out with a third arm, but fucking
But I feel like just because the girl, she just wants to sleep around with everyone, I don't think she should get an abortion, be able to kill an innocent child. You know?
It's actually,
I think you give them 6 weeks. I think 6 weeks is good.
although like sometimes a woman doesn't even realize or find out that she's pregnant within 6 weeks.
Oh,
Sometimes
then it was meant to be kept.
But the baby is still alive. The point of conception is like, you know, like I think it's like what, like a couple weeks.
do you think? Let me ask you something, Andrei. Do you feel like you are emotionally and financially prepared and ready to be a father
No.
today?
I'm not.
But if I got a girl pregnant, you better believe I would
Yeah.
be.
'Cause I don't
It
wanna-
doesn't
I don't
work
wanna
like
kill
that.
my-
Yes, it
I don't wanna
does.
It
kill my
doesn't.
son or
That's what happened to my parents.
Right, but that was a whole generation ago. Things are very different today.
I'd figure it out.
I still wouldn't want to kill my unborn child.
Right, but if that child like if it can't like be fathered properly or like school and food and diapers and all that, like if you can't provide everything
So-
it needs,
So
it's just going to suffer.
So if like a 3-year-old child has no family, is like an orphan on the streets, you think he deserves to be killed?
He's already here.
Yeah,
Way
baby's already here in the
before.
stomach.
He's got a point.
No,
He's got a point.
no.
Here's my
Guys are
thing.
beating
Here's
hard.
my thing. You'll never convince, I'm sure Andrei too, but you'll never convince me that abortion isn't killing a baby.
Is that from a
Let me
religious
finish.
standpoint
Let
or
me
just a
finish.
moral
Let me
standpoint?
finish. I didn't even tell you how I feel pro-life or pro-choice. I'm just saying the sheer fact of it is you're killing a baby because it'll eventually be one. It'd be as if Josh was baking a cake right now and I took it out while it was in
Well,
the
it's
oven
not
and
a
threw it out
baby.
the
It's
window.
actually
I
just
just ruined his cake.
It's
right?
not a baby. It's a cluster of cells.
It's not a baby.
Begins as a zygote.
It's on its way to become a baby.
I actually have
But-
a comment on this.
Wait, let me finish my point. So, in my eyes, no matter what, you're killing a baby, but I think women should be given the choice to kill their baby. It's that simple.
I ain't gonna lie though, like I can't.
It's
I
murder,
don't
but
like- I
you
don't
should
like
be allowed
speak-
to murder.
I don't like speaking on abortion because I had like a girl. She had an abortion, so
It sucks,
I think
man.
as I regret it.
You think you wanted to keep it, thinking
Yeah.
back to
Like
it,
I wouldn't want to have a kid with that girl, but it's like damn.
but it weighs on your conscience.
Sure.
What about you, Josh? Oh, Alan.
I was
sorry.
gonna say one thing because I think the religious opinion on this is it's a life that's gonna be formed into a living being.
Uh-huh.
We can't kill that life. We need to let it live. But if you take that to an extreme, I think that's also why the ultra religious also say don't masturbate because they call that seed. They call that wasting seed when you masturbate.
Yeah.
And it has the potential to breed life. So don't masturbate. If you want to take
Yeah.
it to an extreme, maybe we should make that illegal too. If we're going to ban abortion, why don't we ban masturbation and the whole porn industry?
Well, you can't ban masturbation is the thing because nobody knows when anyone's masturbating. It's
Well, yeah,
such a
but
private thing.
The whole it's such a money making industry. The whole porn industry. should
That I
ban
agree.
porn.
That I agree. Because everyone in the process is hurt. The person jerking off to the porn is losing life force and becoming depressed and perverse in his mind. The person doing the porn is having their father very upset with them and probably is internally depressed. Give it 5 years for that to linger in there. They might kill themselves, which we've seen. And yeah, nobody's benefiting except the website. They're making tons of money.
What are your thoughts on Ukraine and Russia?
Oh, we've been over this a couple of times. You just want to hear Shana talk about it.
Can I add one
Yeah,
more
go
point to
ahead,
this conversation? So you're essentially saying you can't ban masturbation. First of all, you can't ban masturbation.
It's so funny. It's like we're talking about controlling women's bodies. We all have something to say. But the second we're talking about banning jerking the fuck off, it's like, whoa. We're getting out of control here.
Thing
You
is,
can ban. Wait, let me finish this point. You can maybe ban porn.
Yeah.
Like, you could do that. Banning masturbation is not possible.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
That was a retarded.
No, it's fine. I understood what you were saying.
In idea, that would be what leads us to
That
a
would be
utopian
crazy.
paradise,
That'd be
Alan. If we had a whole world of people that didn't masturbate, we'd have flying cars, cities in the sky, but fucking, it's not gonna happen, bro.
The
Not
thing
to-
is, if you argue that masturbation is like wasting your seed or whatever, then they might as well ban having sex unless you're having a baby.
That is what they believe in.
How would you regulate that?
You can't.
You can't. It's like you have autonomy,
can't.
bodily autonomy. Like there's.
Oh, I got it. Give everyone a vasectomy at birth,
Yeah.
and then upon marriage, when they present their marriage documents, you undo it.
I don't even think biologically.
No, that would be terrible.
No, but I believe that's the motivation behind the banning of abortion is the conservative religious
Of course.
community, and their belief is that having sexual relations is a holy biological thing you do when you want to create life, and that's the purpose of it. It's not for fun. It's not for leisure. Like that's a new age way of thinking about sex.
Wow.
Yeah, if you have sex for fun, you're honestly kind of gay.
Nah, bro.
Anywho, so what are you scared of for the future? Thank you for leading us into this one. Josh, is there anything that scares you for the future? Or if not, why aren't you scared?
Probably the discussion we just had.
What? You're scared that they're going to ban jerking off? That is pretty fucking
Petrified.
horrifying. Yeah, Jesus. I just thought about it for a second.
I'm-
Holy fuck. I
I-
need to call my mom.
Bro, listen. You don't even do it. So you
No,
shouldn't be
I know,
scared.
I'm just playing the bit.
I'm honestly, I'm not trying to get too graphic in front of our female guest right here. I'm a pro masturbator.
Josh, while we got Shana here, what are some of your favorite categories?
We're not doing this again, bro. We already did this.
Josh, come on, just give us two.
Should we go back to the best?
Give us two of your favorite categories.
I'll
Slim,
dissociate
thick
for 5
Latina.
seconds. Josh, you can name your faves.
Milking
I'll dissociate
porn.
momentarily.
Oh yes, milking.
That's the
We've been
that's
over
the
this
best.
maybe 3 episodes.
I think it's been
now.
3 episodes already where
Josh
we were talking about
loves
milking.
milking.
I do.
Okay, give me another one. You dirty old dog.
Let's see.
I just search up the race. I don't really search up the category.
Really? You go by race?
Yeah.
I was
I go by
literally
scenario.
I was literally thinking of BBC porn, but no, it's not one of my
What?
favorites.
You're white, bro. You watch like a black guy fuck.
Sometimes.
Is it- once in a while.
I kind of get hot, to be honest, when I watch
Yeah, how when you see
I
that
be
shit?
getting
I'm
mad.
like, fuck, bro. Like,
No, I like
black,
looking
like a
shit.
black guy. Yeah, no.
bro.
I like-
I watch like white big POVs, you know?
No,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You know what you got to try?
Pretend it's me.
You got to look shit up by scenario. Like the other day, I was looking up, walk into Starbucks, lines too long, throw a fit at the lady. She goes, okay, do something about it. And then you slap her and you fuck in the janitor closet.
I'll give
That was a great video.
I'll give a classic, honestly. Stepmom.
Oh,
Stepsis.
Yeah, those
Josh,
those
you don't
stepmom
even
and
have a
step-
stepmom.
No, but those are just fire. You gotta watch those for like it's like the plot, great plot.
Some of them do
Woo!
have a good plot.
It's good plot.
Yeah, honestly, we should start considering some of those films as Oscar and
I was
Emmy
gonna say like
nominees.
those are Hollywood films.
Yeah.
Some
Maybe they
porn-
should get their own stars on the Hollywood star thing. Anywho, Alan,
The
What do you-
Hollywood Walk of Fame.
thank you, Shana. The Hollywood Walk of Fame.
It's a fantastic idea.
So, as I was saying, Alan, what the fuck makes you stay up at night? What just has you screeching on your bed, just like, oh, please don't happen?
I'm afraid of a lot of things.
I know that,
You're afraid of the dark.
like girls.
Holy shit.
I'm just kidding.
I'm afraid of who I'll become.
Wow. And what kind of things do you see in how you behave now that you're like, whoa, no, I can't keep being like that or I'll become that? Like, what's something you've done recently that you're like, I got to check that behavior or I'll turn out just like my father? Sorry, that's just me.
Just life's always changing, bro. Life is always changing. and you have to, and the world's a changing place. One thing that I'm afraid of for sure is the dark, but I've said that already. And another thing that I'm afraid of.
Dude, black people aren't going to hurt you.
No, bro, he's literally afraid of the dark.
Oh, like when the lights are off.
The lack of
Oh.
Why does everything always have to be racist?
Everything's racist.
I'm afraid of darkness.
Like metaphorically or like literally?
I'm not afraid of black people.
I'm sorry.
You actually,
Go. So,
Alan, you actually have an affinity for
black women.
black women.
I'm attracted to British black women.
Like,
Why all British black women have that gap between their teeth?
that's
Why is
all
that?
British women, brother.
You know what that gap is for?
Like who? Rita Ora or like?
The one from Spice
What the
Girls.
fuck kind of
Oh,
small
Mel
dick you
B.
got, bro? What the
You
fuck?
like Mel B? She's the one
I
of
don't think
the.
That boy got the number 2 pencil.
that was
Yo,
Rita Ora is not like he likes like dark skin,
Chocolate,
chocolate.
not caramel.
Alan, are you afraid of when you say you're afraid of what you'll become? Are you afraid of being like? Because you're a great person, one of the best guys I know. Are you afraid of becoming?
Alan is salt of the earth. He found me housing. He is a very, very wonderful person, I can attest.
Ladies, hit him up.
Thank you, Shay.
But Alan, like Shana so wonderfully illustrated, you're a good guy, man. You really are. Are you afraid of becoming like, you mean like a piece of shit? Like greedy, like selfish, like a sexual deviant maybe?
I mean, maybe, man. All I know is I feel like the world could change you, and finding and navigating your path in this world is a tough process. And a lot of times things are thrown your way, and things can derail you and take you along different paths that I think can easily become dangerous or change who you are. Like, I think everyone's born innocent,
I agree.
but
Of course.
somehow life circumstances, shit happens, and you can turn very evil.
Alan, if you can remember what's one moment in your life where you were faced with some travesty or a hard time or a decision to be made even, and you felt like it would be much easier now to act in ways different from my true character to like get this done or answer this question or like do something easier, like cut corners essentially, or you could have the choice to stay yourself and handle it how you would, even though it may be the harder way, or like, maybe you have to swallow your pride to do it. Like, what's something that you've been faced with that decision to stay true to yourself and be the bigger person, or like be a lesser person, be like slimy or evil?
It's a fire question.
Take all the time you need.
He's ruminating.
Take all the time you need.
How are you looking at that?
Wait. Objectively, I don't think you have a bad bone in your body, though.
No, but I've done some bad shit.
Everyone's done bad things.
I know what you've done. Good to talk about.
Oh, you could talk about that.
Walked around.
Tell us, Alan. Elias Pine.
No, I'm thinking of a good example.
Take all the time you need. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna ask Andrei this question.
Please.
Take some time. So, Andrei, is there anything that scares you for the future?
Oh yeah,
Lay it on me, Bubs.
bro. World War III's coming, man.
I was waiting for someone to answer that way.
Like the tensions are in the world are the highest they've been since like the Cuban Missile Crisis. NATO is acting very aggressively against Russia. China sees that we're weak. They're gonna invade Taiwan any day. We've gotten to the point where we're supporting terrorists to appease a small majority, a small minority,
vocal minority.
a small vocal minority,
Which minorities?
the radical left.
We don't throw you in there.
The radical.
No, she's just a leftist. She's not a
It's
radical.
like those fucking people that are like Antifa and shit, fucking retards.
Oh,
People
yeah,
that-
Antifa.
People that are like, we should teach
Fuck
gender
Antifa.
fluidity in
Yeah,
kindergarten.
The ones that call people fascists and act like fascists.
Exactly. Real spiel right there. I'm pretty sure that was his graduation quote on his yearbook.
Well,
You.
I encourage you.
Honestly, I'll give a real answer. I'll give a real answer, and it kind of connects to what Alan said. I feel like as we grow older, I think people do change, and I think it's kind of scary to think about 10 years from now. 10 years from now,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us may be married.
Yeah.
Some of us may have kids.
Hopefully.
We won't be able to do the same shit that we're doing today.
Hold on. I've had this discussion with you before, and with all the guys.
Like, of course, things are going to change. Change is inevitable. We are all going to evolve. We may procreate. We may not. We may fall in love. We may, move across the world and
All that jazz.
all that jazz. But essentially, like, you can still do the things that spark joy. Like, if going out,
That's fair.
you just have to prioritize it, and then like the people that that'll join your life can join you, or you will set aside time. It may not be as frequent as it once was,
Of course.
but priorities shift. But if it ultimately like keeps you happy and if that's what matters and is important to you, then you will make the time.
Beautiful, Shay.
Yeah, it
I
does.
agree.
It's not like, oh, I'm gonna have a family and all the fun ceases to be. No.
I think about it like this. 10 years, we working 5 days a week. Could be like this.
Or
I'm
4
just
days.
it's
That's
whatever, yeah, like
Yeah.
the 4 days per week. That weekend, I would maybe in the past I'd be like, oh, I want to go out because I love doing that now. But if I have a kid, I'm gonna spend time with my kid.
Of course. You'd be a piece of
Beautiful.
shit to go out. Jared's so shocked.
But what I'm really scared of more than World War III is the collapse of America.
Mm.
The same way how every major empire fell, from the Romans to the British Empire, is the change of the core beliefs that it was founded on.
Mm-hmm.
How like for the Roman Empire was like the emperor was like the godhead, and when it went to Christianity, the empire fell. Right? For the British, there was the king. When it went to democracy, the empire fell. Right? For America, it was founded on Christian beliefs. Now we're radicalizing it. Leftist ideology is basically a new religion now. Right?
Oh, yeah. And it's crazy because someone said this the other day and it was so real, but no matter what, it's kind of like in our human structure to seek God in something, seek some form of God. And all these crazy atheists that are pro chop your kid's dick off at 7,
Crazy.
they don't have God, the real God, because they're atheists. So they find their God in the leftist agenda.
Same way how the communists use communism as their religion. You know, it doesn't have to be a God physically, because all religion is a way of life.
Exactly. A way of life, a code. Yeah.
A way of thinking. A
Yeah.
way of life.
Yeah. And
But,
it can be radicalized. Just like you have ISIS for the Muslims, now you have these crazy libtards for Antifa for the left.
Bro, they have fucking like people screaming Antifada and shit, like the fucking call for Jews to be massacred. and shit. They're tripping, bro.
And then they get mad that you say faggot.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, did you just say faggot after I just tweeted on my blog about how we need to kill every Jew?
Yeah, they're saying, they're like, oh, support the Palestinians that are getting killed because Hamas is hiding behind them, but kill all the Jews.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Bro.
Yeah.
That makes no
They're
sense.
looking for the extinction of Israel. These people. It's
Some of them.
It's pretty fucking terrible. It's disgusting to think of.
It's false. The Jews have been persecuted through all of history, and once they find some place to call their own, everyone wants to tear it down.
It's piling up, bro. I mean, and it gets worse, bro. I mean, another thing that happened, the Rafa thing recently, that's fucked up. But I mean, like,
But that's
It was an
more-
inside job.
you see, it's war. It's what it is. It's war.
it's interesting because if it were any other nation globally that was attacked, and it was like October 7th was the most deadly attack on Jewish people since the Holocaust. Can we just put that into perspective?
Yeah.
How just devastating and mind just incomprehensible.
Mm-hmm.
And if there were any other country defending itself after hundreds of hostages,
Mm-hmm.
that we would all be on their side. We would all be like,
The problem is,
in the great scream of
the
things, you know?
the problem is it's kind
We
of
fucking murked the Japanese, you know?
the problem is it gets nuanced because it's in a way a civil war. It's not like black and blue where it's like
It's not
this country raided this country on this day and killed a bunch of its inhabitants. It's like this country raided within itself.
It's not because Palestine and Israel gave the Palestinians their own land.
there was an
They have
ethnic
autonomy,
cleansing in
you know?
2005 where Israel made all of the Jewish people leave Palestine. So Palestine, you know what they did? Hamas made it a hotbed for terrorist activity.
Yeah.
So they had their the singular agreement, Andrei and I.
We've made peace.
No, but seriously, like,
Jeez.
in all seriousness, like, I don't. It's yeah, exactly.
Felt like I just watched the Martin Luther King "I Have a Dream" speech. Yeah. But anywho, a lot of real fears out there. A lot of shit's going on in the world.
And then Civil War, you watched it, right? I
Yes,
hounded you to watch
yes,
it.
yeah.
It's so prevalent.
It is. And honestly, I think it'd be a fun little mix-up if we got into a civil war
Hell yeah.
today.
I'll join that
Like
shit.
straight. Like,
I don't
it was a
agree.
straight MAGA versus
I think I speak
Biden.
for you and you. We don't agree.
I think it'd be a fun little, gimmick. It'd be a sweet little time period to live in.
I can't wait.
Like
until the
we're
Civil
in
War.
the second Civil War of America. It'd be fun.
I'll be lit.
Tell your kids about it.
That's good dad lore right
Yeah, right. It's like, son,
Bad lore. Yeah.
son, boy, it was a cold, dreary winter when the libs came across the Mississippi River from California.
Straight Antifa versus the real American.
I was
Yeah.
spraying them transgender shit.
I saw their penises and vaginas flying everywhere.
I just want to make one last point before we move on to the next
Yeah,
topic.
land this plane, Josh, because we got more stuff to talk about.
We never know which day will be our last.
Wow.
Amen.
We get nuked.
Way to get real fucking gloomy, dude.
No, it's real.
It's truth.
It is real, but like,
It's
fuck,
real.
I don't know. I kind of want to die, so it's fun to
Hey,
think.
chill.
Jesus
Oh,
coming
oh,
back.
we know because every time I drive with Adam, he refuses to wear his seatbelt.
That's because I'm a rebel, and chicks dig that.
ironically,
Gangsta.
I'm a rebel, baby.
I ain't listening to the little beeping that's going on when I don't put my seatbelt on.
yeah, we'll move on.
I love
but
you,
Adam,
Shayna.
wear your fucking
I
seatbelt.
love you, Shana. So that's no wait. I almost moved on without getting my answer that I've been waiting on from Alan. Did you come up with something?
Yeah. I wanna
Things
know.
cross my mind, but unfortunately, I can't drop them here.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll move on.
They're,
We'll move
they're
on.
dark. They're dark moments in the past that I can't bring back to life.
I understand. You're a changed person.
Yeah.
You put those demons to rest.
I pulled my pants down on Lincoln Road 2 weeks ago
Did you really?
at 4 in the morning when we were walking back.
You
to
dropped your
Alan's
pants
car.
to your ankles?
No.
Oh,
I also
don't
dropped.
get
my,
me excited.
I
bro.
also dropped my pants when I was walking back inside my house that same night.
Is this a
Oh,
bit?
I'm
Is
sure
this
the
a bit?
security cameras-
No, this isn't a bit. This actually happened. Alan, this happened.
Were they at your ankles? Were you walking like this, like with your pants?
They
at
were
your
more
ankles?
like here.
Underwear too?
Huh?
Underwear too?
Of course, underwear.
Like you had them
No,
at
no,
your
no.
knee?
I wasn't
Oh.
walking naked, bro.
Why not?
He's
I don't know. We're getting closer. I think I will eventually do it where I'm dropping my pants to the point where my dick is out.
Hit me up when you do.
I will.
And send me some
We'll have a
pics.
viewing party. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
We'll actually use that as the thumbnail of this video.
Oh,
Yeah.
But moving on. So this is a fun, quirky little thing. Florida was just named the shark attack capital of the world.
It's been that.
I knew someone was going to say that. It was before. It got taken over, and it just reclaimed its throne.
Is it New Smyrna Beach?
Well, that's where most of them happen. But Florida as a state is the shark capital attack of the world compared to any country or anything.
Which is like crazy. Like
Yeah.
Australia, California, because I would
South
think
Africa.
South Africa. I would think the Pacific more so the Atlantic. I think the Pacific because sharks like colder waters. Atlantic's warmer. I feel like
The difference is in the Atlantic you have the bigger ones, but in the Pacific you have the bigger ones. But here
More
in the Atlantic you have the
frequent-
bull sharks,
which
are the most aggressive by far.
bull sharks are interesting because they can dwell in fresh or salt water. So they're in the intercoastal.
Yo,
They're in
They're
the
little transvestites.
Can I interrupt real quick? You're probably the smartest woman I've ever met, to be honest.
You see why I let her be around me?
Second dap of the show. Oh.
Is that the singular reason?
You're my only
This is true.
You're my only what's the word? Platonic friend that's a female.
Yes.
Yeah, and I love women, but I love them too much.
I would just like to take a moment to just pay respects to Andrei real quick for always keeping it real. I respect Andrei because Andrei speaks his mind
Hip hip.
and he'll tell you exactly how he feels, but he'll also dap you up and give you respects when he agrees. I think this is really beautiful to see. Honestly, bro, low-key gave me goosebumps, bro. Very beautiful to see,
Give
bro.
me a hug.
And honestly,
It's just
folks, this is a testament to how most
Hey.
concourse and discourse should go. Like we can have these open,
Civil,
cordial,
diplomatic.
nuanced, diplomatic, non-problematic.
The French accent.
Problematic.
Love it. I love Adam's French
Um,
accent.
But mon coeur, we must move on. We must talk about the Florida shark attacks. Josh, you've gone swimming quite a bit. Have you ever seen a fucking shark?
I don't think I have.
I had a feeling you haven't.
I wouldn't want to, but yeah, I don't think I have.
So you wouldn't do the whole swimming with sharks thing or cage diving, none of that.
Oh
shit,
yeah,
right?
I'm not into that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking scary.
It's pretty
right?
scary. I don't want my.
I don't know if
I
people
always,
are into
I always thought I don't want to get a body part bit off, particularly my cock.
Well, it's not like you're gonna be there dangling it. Oh yeah, because then how will he masturbate?
That's actually a very fair point. I wasn't just thinking that. I mean, I was just thinking bro, imagine if I was taking a piss. I can't take a piss anymore.
Oh, that would suck.
It sucks.
No, because then it'd start coming out your bum.
I actually have a question
Yeah.
that I've been thinking about for a minute. Is it possible to ejaculate without using your hands in a room by yourself,
Precision.
Yes.
just off of mental willpower?
Oh no. I would still need to use something else, like maybe if without using my hands, if I could there's the mattress and then there's another
That's what I was
mattress.
thinking, yeah.
If you can stick it in the little area in between and just go like this,
I wasn't
you could
clear.
probably make something happen.
I wasn't clear enough with my question. Do you think it's possible to ejaculate without any physical contact to your penis?
Just nothing. Mental, straight mental.
Mhm.
It's a good question.
Nothing physical.
Hey, I heard some guys they know when they get their prostate exam.
Ooh, but that's still something messing with you.
Something's touching it.
I would say maybe if I was just deeply picturing my
Melania.
mom making me breakfast.
You would nut.
I said Melania.
That's something that would make you
The fuck
ejaculate
is wrong
without
with
using
you?
your hands.
Yeah, like knowing
You're
the scene of
fucking
me.
sick.
No, the scene of me coming out of my
Rescind your
room on
dap
like a
up right now,
Sunday,
bro.
and I smell breakfast already cooking, and then she hands me a cup of coffee. Like if I just picture that scene hard enough,
That gets you really hard.
yeah.
I think it's the security of feeling loved and cared for.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not my mom.
no, he's-
Obviously,
No,
not
he's
my
thinking of
mom.
it.
Yeah.
He's thinking of it in a wholesome way.
Yeah, it's like
wholesome
the
stuff
whole,
gets
the
him.
whole
Wholesome
picture.
stuff gets him hard.
It's going.
That's
Or like-
that's honestly
or
really
like-
respectable.
Or like if I picture a girl rollerblading backwards,
How the fuck your dick get hard from your mom giving you breakfast?
yours doesn't.
No.
Something's wrong with you.
I'll be
man.
honest with
That's
you.
not Muslim shit, bro.
I'll be honest with you.
That's some Freudian
I'm a
shit.
dirty person. So
You're a dirty
absolutely not. Like that would not get me hard.
How dirty? Like if we took a black light to your brain, your hippocampus, of all of
dirty?
how dirty.
I think you'd be better off looking in his amygdala.
I'll be honest with you. If you did
It
that,
would
we've had
find us.
this discussion so many times of how
No,
dirty I
You
am.
would lose sense.
That boy Josh
of
likes
something.
feet.
Oh, Josh loves.
No more feet.
Speaking
no
of
more
which,
feet. No
Josh,
more feet.
Bring out the dogs.
Bring out the dogs. Shout out
No
that
more
one
feet.
guy in our comment section. Josh, you know his name?
I have a disclaimer about that.
Yeah.
I have a disclaimer about that.
You have to give the context.
One of our videos, the 5th video that we did in my room,
Oh, I was there for that.
Somehow
It
significantly has
has
more
sig-
views than all the other videos.
for some reason has a lot of way more views than a lot of our videos.
What was the topic?
It was just like it was just like a normal pod. Like nothing. It was just the 4 of us, and yeah. So I checked out this comment, and it said, "If you guys bring the dogs out, like green shirt, your viewer count is gonna multiply by a lot." And at first, I did not understand. I did not understand what that.
Bring them out, baby.
Yo.
Yeah, we need them views.
I didn't understand what that meant at first, but then
I'll suck them.
I figured it out like a couple weeks ago after we filmed the last one. I was like, this guy's talking about my feet.
Yeah, Josh's feet were very apparent through that.
I was
whole
just
video.
lounging on my
Did you
bed.
trim big toe?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Round of applause for big toe. You fucking
Ladies, ignore that. I don't know.
You could decapitate someone with Josh's. What was it? Your left or your right? I think it was your right. His right big toe could guillotine somebody.
It was bad. I was not taking care of myself.
Shayna, are you
Oh.
trying to make all of Josh's women
God.
just dry up?
Nah, the Latina golf girls with like the sharp toenails.
True.
I don't want a Latina goth girl.
I've been growing mine out.
Listen.
Go ahead.
With that being said, to that viewer, you're a very sick, perverted individual, even sicker than me.
That was just like you for real.
Yeah, he really like you for real.
I don't even like feet. I was just thinking about them one day. That's it. We're not going back to the feet conversation. I got a lot of flack for talking about my feet last
All right,
show.
I wasn't gonna do this, but what about 3 days ago when you were telling me about Melissa and how she just got her petty? You were going into detail on that.
I don't know anyone named Melissa, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
But
Back to sharks, right?
So,
let's go back to
so
sharks.
here's the part that wowed me. Florida has the throne, right? Number 1 shark capital attack of the world. If you had to guess, Josh, since the year 1882, right after the Civil War, I think, how many shark attacks have there been in Florida since 1882? If you had to guess, it's number 1 in the world.
Okay.
Like 200.
I'll go with
That's that's 140 odd-ish years.
143,
The
142
total.
years.
I'll go with
300.
Annually for 140 years.
I'll go with
No,
wait,
the total for
you're
all of
saying
I
that
know,
since
for
then.
100 okay.
I'll go with 525
1,000?
No.
No,
total.
no, sharks attacks
That's
are
it.
super rare.
Yeah.
So you're thinking in the thousands.
Yeah.
Craziest part, it blew my mind. There's only been 351.
I was right.
350 shark attacks in
doubtful.
140
And
years.
Shark
Because
out.
even a nip, even
Even a nip.
a nip is considered an
An
attack.
attack,
Are
yeah,
you
sure.
sure that's accurate?
Yes, I'm dead
What's your
certain.
source?
Fox News.
I don't fucking
I knew
know.
it, I knew
No.
it.
Absolutely
I
the
knew
fuck not.
But
How many shark attacks happened since what
You
year?
need to get it
1882.
from-
Florida.
You need to get it from like a science website, not a.
Why would Fox
not a
talk about
right
sharks?
I was gonna say there's no political motivation.
No, I
for
know,
this
but
one.
Fox News. I know, but Fox News is not a source that you should be getting shark attack stats from. I'm sorry.
They're pulling it from somewhere else.
You get your weather.
They're pulling that shit from somewhere else. Exactly.
That number seems very low.
You might be right.
Yeah,
You might be
Very
right.
low.
Alan, our fact checker, is checking as we speak.
Alan,
But while we
Bring it home,
get it
baby.
checked, isn't that insane, bro? I've always been kind of scared of sharks. You go swimming like in the dark. I've only done that like 5 times because I think there could be fucking sharks there. But dude, only 351 people in 140 years. That's not even one a day for 1 year. That's sharks don't attack.
What fucks sharks up, bro? What started the shark genocide is Shark Week, bro.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
And
Jaws.
Jaws too, bro.
Me?
Jaws too. 'Cause
I think the original-
Oh, I think you said
Sharks
Jaws.
are-
I said Josh. What the
Sharks-
hell?
Josh, you're
Sharks are not
I stopped
typically
sharks
aggressive
from-
at all.
They're not.
You started the
Yo,
war
so-
on sharks.
Let me ask you a question. So you say you're afraid to go swimming in the dark. Would you go
I've never swam in the dark.
skinny dipping? Now you would not go skinny dipping in the dark because
The
you're scared of
5
your-
times I've done it, we're all that.
Yeah.
skinny dipping in the
Why
dark.
else are you going in the water at nighttime?
I went skinny.
I respect that.
Yeah, it's
So
it's a
and
great time.
You've been in fear of sharks attacking you in the beach water.
So it comes in intervals because usually I'm there hooking up with a chick and like I'll either focus on the hookup or then like for a second if we have a breather like we stop making out, I'm like, oh wait, fucking sharks. So it comes and
The
goes.
thing
Chris?
is, what fucks you up at night in the ocean is not no sharks, it's the fucking jellyfish. That's when they come out, bro. That's what I'm scared of.
I never even thought about that.
Hold on, time. Are we all just forgetting a very prominent cinematic moment it's like the opening sequence of Jaws,
I know.
where the two people they go skinny dipping on the beach
Yep.
and they both get devoured and
Yep.
you, like the Donna, it's like
Yeah. That's why I always bring a girl that's slower than me.
I would like to I would like
That way Adam likes fat bitches.
Hell yeah, brother. It's a bigger target for the sharks.
for the record, I've never swam in the ocean in the dark. I'm not even fully comfortable swimming in the ocean during the day, to be quite honest.
Is it because of your high-waisted hips?
No, it has to do with me. I just... Does anyone have, like, reoccurring nightmares ever? Mine is literally getting attacked by a shark. Ever since
Mine
I was
is I wake up on a Sunday and my mom's not
making you breakfast. Yeah. No, but I saw Jaws when I was, like, far too young. I think I was 5 years old. Ever since that point, I've just always had this, like... I don't think it's... I think it's irrational fear.
You know what?
That
gave me
sharks in the
nightmares?
pool with you?
You know what
Not
gave
in
me
the
nightmares
pool.
for real? Fucking Coraline, bro. You ever watched that?
I
shit?
love that
I
movie.
fucking hate that movie. Like, bro, they put fucking buttons in her eyes, bro.
Yeah, this movie came out in like
15 years
2011,
Bro, I
bro.
watched it in the movie theater when I was a kid. I had to leave halfway.
Bro, you know
No.
nightmares for like
Creepy
months.
movie.
You know that was the first
It's like a Nightmare Before
Coraline.
Christmas. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dakota Fanning voices. It's PG.
that was the first movie.
Shit rated R, bro.
That was the first movie that the Regal movie theater on Lincoln
That's where I
Road
went.
had in 3D.
That's where I
That was the
went to
first
watch
ever movie they had in 3D, and I watched it with my pops and my bro. And yeah, I was scared shitless as well. And in 3D, I was like,
dreams,
whoa,
speaking of dreams,
what's up?
my dreams. Just want to put this out there.
Tell us.
Mostly sexual.
Me too, bro. Facts.
Who would have saw that coming?
That's why I love sleeping.
I honestly, it's
Is
crazy,
this
bro.
why you
Like,
sleep like 16 hours on a day on the weekend?
What?
You?
Do you know what a man's nocturnal emissions are like when he doesn't masturbate?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, Shana. But fucking
dude, yeah, that's probably why you sleep way better
when
than
you,
me, bro.
That's facts though. When you beach for me, you don't get any sex trips.
no.
It's facts.
That's actually, you're very right about that. I don't get like, that's why I don't dream that much.
You're sick.
That's
fuck.
why I don't dream
It's funny because
that
for
much.
me it's the same 4 girls.
Wait, hold on. I wanna.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get famous bitches every time.
One of them's famous, one's my ex-girlfriend, and 2 I will not say because
Wait.
they might see this.
Let's go around, and I'm curious to know everyone's like, what's the frequency of a sex dream? Like, once a month, once a week?
I get them
Every other day.
Nah, that's wrong. I get them.
I get them every other
Well,
day.
you don't masturbate, so
That's why.
that me, I'm not. This has nothing to do with me like masturbating all the time, but like fucking,
Sick fuck.
This is I probably get them like once or twice a month.
Huh.
I don't dream that much.
So it's like your period.
yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting. You don't dream, like, vividly. Like, I dream vividly, and I'll have about 1 or 2 a month as well.
Okay.
But I do dream.
I'm saying most of my dreams are like that. I've had dreams where like I've had nightmares too. Like what you're saying, nightmares. Like I used to have way more nightmares.
My nightmares primarily comprise of literal shark attacks and alligator attacks.
Really?
I grew up watching the Animal Planet too much, and River
It shows.
Monsters, Jeff Corwin, all of the
Goosebumps.
National Geographic, all the document. Also Planet, or is it called Planet Blue?
Which
Also
one's that?
anything David Richard Attenborough, all of like the Discovery Channel documentaries where like the great whites in vivid detail, just ripping seals to shreds. My nightmares are like shark and alligator attacks. And alligator attacks, they do the death roll, and sometimes,
lovely.
you know what's so fucked up? They will kill like a giant wildebeest, and then they'll just leave it for sport. Not even because they're hungry, just for egotistical purposes. They'll just like kill a giant wild buffalo and then let it float down the river.
I know exactly how that feels.
That is
at least twice
sadistic.
a week. At least twice a week, I call up like a listing on Zillow, and I try to negotiate it with the guy for 40 minutes, sometimes an hour, going back and forth, talking deposit, monthly rates, like if I can have certain guests, if I can have a dog. And then when he finally agrees to all my parameters, I'm like, okay, I'll let you know. And then I hang up. I'm obviously not looking for a house, but I just want to know, like, I can.
Yeah. That's
so I get it.
Yeah. Alan, what about you?
I was gonna say,
Sex dream frequency.
No, just generally, what do you dream about? I want to hear about that.
I actually started keeping a dream journal some time ago because I want to dream more.
Show Shana.
But to tell you the truth, I really don't have sex dreams often. Like, I don't even remember the last time I had one. Are you able to just think back and remember sexual fantasy dreams you've had? Do you still remember them today?
You know, I kind of wake up. This is what happens with me. I wake up, and you know what happens when you have a sexual dream a lot of the time?
You wake up disappointed it wasn't.
You wake up with a boner.
Really?
Morning wood.
That's pretty.
You'll never nut like in the sex.
Nah, I've never had a wet dream.
Really?
I've never had a wet dream.
Yeah, you
Most
masturbate
of
too
the
much.
time when I have a wet dream, I like.
Oh, you've had wet dreams multiple times.
Again, like.
Yeah,
like,
pretty fairly.
Like once every 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what?
What? That's an insane ratio.
That could be.
I agree.
There could be a relationship between real life actually having sexual interactions and then having the wet dreams when you're sleeping. Because
I think you're onto something.
you guys are both saying you have wet dreams at least somewhat regularly. Like how many wet dreams have you had on record?
No, I would say pretty close to what he said, like one, maybe two every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks or two every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm not-
I gotta fucking throw out a lot of underwear.
I'm not sure I've ever had a wet dream.
I don't think I have.
Really?
I've never had one.
There's
crazy.
got to be a correlation.
Maybe like once. I don't like remember particular, but like, yeah, no, I've.
The thing is,
Yeah.
I have them a lot, like probably like 3 times a week when I take a tolerance break from weed.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's because when you go to sleep, not sedated from the weed, you actually have delta waves in your sleep, and that induces more vivid dreaming.
And I feel like the women are finer too when I take the tolerance.
Oh yeah. But
I gotta start remembering my dreams.
write them down. Get a little dream journal.
I have.
Like what's that shit from Shark Boy Lava?
Yeah, like that.
my god, that's so
I would like to contribute one fun fact I learned this past week about sharks.
Sure. Lay it
Before we
on
move
us.
on,
please.
I learned that in China, shark fin soup is a delicacy,
Yum.
which goes. You've had it,
Fin soup.
which goes for an average price of $100 a bowl.
Ooh,
One of the more expensive.
for some soup.
The process of that is so demented. They slice the fins off and they release the sharks, and then they drown because they can't swim without their fins. So they utilize a fraction of the animal, and then they just dump its like live carcass into the sea.
Makes it sound pretty exclusive.
I would think it would be more ethical to utilize the entire shark. Like, for instance, when Rob goes hunting in North Carolina, he's like, Shay, like, I utilize every ounce of that
That's
deer.
what you're supposed to do.
Right, because it's like everything else is going to
That's
waste,
the
and
proper. That's the proper way of doing
Right.
it. That's how the ancient Indians
and it's like
did it.
somewhat more justified. I can get behind it, although like I love animals and vegetarian and all that, but like at least be humane. You're letting the shark drown.
You can't.
What's so funny?
Most sharks you can't use the whole body because they don't have a bladder. They pee through their skin.
Right, but they
The
slice their
only-
fins off while they're alive. You should euthanize or kill it before
I mean,
you
yeah,
slice it.
I agree with
Yeah.
you. Most fishermen are assholes,
Yeah.
but the only shark that you can eat its whole body is the mako shark because it has like a bladder. All other sharks, they pee through their skin and the meat tastes like shit.
Ew.
Interesting.
And it's all cartilage too. But guys, we've been over a good amount of topics. We've had some great discussions. I had a few stragglers, but I think we'll save those
Save them for
next
let's save them
week.
for next week.
I think
yeah.
this has been good. I think we're gonna bring this bad boy home and end it how we always do, with a couple of rapid fire questions. Shana, you've never been here for a rapid fire segment, so we're gonna tell you the rules. I ask a question. We go in a serpentine routine, so someone will start on that side, and then the second question will start on this side, and vice versa. You have less than 2 minutes to answer the question. Don't ramble on. It's rapid fire. Just give your opinion. Maybe
I'm gonna actually put a timer so we can get through this quick.
Yeah, yeah. They're rapid fire. Just get it off your chest. Say one reason why you think so, and fucking let it be. Leave them wanting more. Go out on a bang. Showbiz, baby.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So which way are we gonna start?
So Joshua, we're gonna start with you this time.
Okay, perfect.
Usually we start on this side. We're gonna start with you. So Joshua, to kick off our rapid fire segment, what do you prefer, a traditional or a progressive woman?
Define both for the people.
A traditional woman is one that is going to be not just okay with, but feels like she's serving her purpose and birthing some kids.
Like Harrison Butker. So
Oh,
elegantly.
yeah.
I
situated
get
at
it.
the
Traditional is like
Yes, just like Harrison Butker.
stay-at-home mother, or someone who wants to go get it.
homemaker.
I don't know.
get it
Yeah,
in
that's a
life.
better way. Stay-at-home mother is kind of condescending.
Derogatory, you're saying?
It's like
I mean, that's what
it's like you
Harrison
can't be.
Butker is
It's
basically
like
describing,
in a way
right?
he's saying like you're not a mother, you're a
But
stay-at-home
what he said
mother.
was
It's like, you know what I mean?
I
It's
mean, you're a mom that stays at home.
No, I understand.
Homemaker,
That was like
I
a
like
1800 society.
That
woman.
was
You
I
at
make
described.
that
a
home too.
commencement
She's
speech.
not the homemaker.
You
Fuck,
bring
I pay the bills.
Yeah.
She's not the
No one
homemaker.
touched what he was
I don't know. I
saying.
feel like
She's
it's
the
more
baby
romantic.
maker.
It's more romantic, bro. It's
Okay,
like-
and anyway, I understand now. Progressive woman is someone who's
she's
looking
gonna
to
help out with the bills.
Go get it in. Go
She's
get it
gonna
in
help out
life.
with
Go
the
and
bills.
work. You know.
Yeah,
Does
and
have
she
a
might
pro-
not ever want
Does
children.
she have a progressive ideology?
You know why?
I know.
Yes, she has progressive ideology. She believes that if your son says, "Hey, Dad, I feel like dressing up like Cinderella today,"
Oh.
that you should let him
Yeah.
explore that.
Yikes! Yikes!
No,
Nah.
I'm kidding. We'll remove that part.
I mean, let's just
To
say, like,
make
in
it an
terms of just
argument.
getting a, like,
Just in terms of how
a
they
worker,
act.
a worker.
Yeah.
I would go with the progressive woman.
Okay.
Party time.
Look at you, Josh.
Listen,
being all
That's
Western.
my
I-
boy.
Being all Western.
I like to see women go and get it. Honestly, that shows me that they have the mindset of they're not gonna just be that. They're not gonna be that submissive stay-at-home mother.
And you
You know?
like that.
I like
That
that.
they
I
have
like
their
that.
own
I like that
independence.
women go and get it. You know, that's how it should be today. I really do think so. I don't think. wait, Alan.
All right,
I was gonna ask,
Alan.
did you like it because it relieves
No,
pressure
it's rapid
and
fire,
stuff
Shay.
like
Shay,
that? Yeah.
Shay, it's rapid fire. It's
Oh.
rapid fire.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Actually,
get a
no,
pass.
sorry,
We're
women
gonna do 1 minute
Just-
per answer.
Alan. Same question to you, my friend. What are you taking? The progressive woman or the traditional woman?
Actually, I kind of take personal issue with people being so tied to their party, and I feel like both those words are kind of divisive today. I want a woman who does what she wants to do, but I also want a woman definitely who is very involved with the children. So I think that would be conservative in a sense, because when you're working, your time is strained. So I want a woman to do what she wants to do. Make your own decision that's best for you.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would look for is someone who really wants to raise the children right.
So leaning towards the traditional, but you aren't so caught up in the idea of like them needing to stay at home and stuff. You want them to like pursue their hobbies.
But prioritize parenting.
Yes.
Be a present parent. A
Yeah.
loving parent.
Full choice and freedom to the woman. I think everyone is responsible for themselves, but I would look for a woman who's really passionate about raising the children.
So leaning more towards the traditional route.
Maternal nurturing.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
say.
Let's
Shayna.
kick it to Shay because she is a progressive woman.
I'm gonna flip it for her though. Stay at home.
Love a
Shayna,
curveball.
do you want a dad that's gonna be a more stay-at-home dad. He still has a job because he's got to have a job, but like he's got like just a regular job, I guess, and
Regular
he's home
schmegular.
all the time, always with the
He
kids.
works at home.
Yeah, he works at home. Perfect. Or a guy that has a great job, is providing everything you need,
He works
And-
long hours.
and works long hours.
Like men in finance work crazy hours.
exactly,
Crazy
like a
hours.
man in finance.
And a lot of the times, in that situation, you would have to hire a nanny. There's just no way, because if the wife is working and the husband's working.
That's the thing. You wouldn't be working in that situation.
Oh, not at all?
No, he's taking care of you fully.
But I would want to work.
You can do a startup program or like be in the PTA.
No, I would. The
HOA.
feeling of being productive and having a sense of purpose, along with parenting, I think it makes you a better parent. I think having time away from your child makes you cherish the time you have with them, and it ultimately forms you to be a better parent. I think if you spend too much time with your kid, you become jaded and you take that time with them for granted, and you're less motivated to be a better parent.
That's a
Good
great
point.
point.
Yeah.
That's a great point. But these are rapid fires, and there's only one. There's only one answer you can pick.
And
So if you had to choose between a guy that's going to provide anything your family will ever need, he's got a great job, you guys live good, you go on vacations to Europe, but he's gone a lot and he needs you to be at home because he wants his kids raised by you guys. Or a guy that works at home, you guys are co-parenting, you're also working, like you're making ends meet together.
together.
Okay.
I think a healthy
I saw that
balance.
coming.
A healthy balance is
Much
probably
more sustainable.
sustainable, and just in terms of just spending time together, forming a family together, the dad not being so absent, and just like missing milestones, and
Mhm.
like the kid being like, where's dad, like why is he always traveling,
Uh-huh.
that shit like would like fuck with me a bit, like, oh,
I
why
get
isn't
your
dad
point. I
here?
get your point.
Yeah.
But it's rapid fire, so I won't harp on it too much. But what I think about those kinds of situations is like back when we were in like the Roman Empire or something, right? When the king had like 3 sons, they never saw their dad. They just knew of all their dad's conquests, that he was the leader. He's doing it. They're learning through
That
watching.
was so long ago, Adam.
I know,
You
but
changed
it's-
with the times.
I think
that
of
was
my
like
dad
an
the
AD,
same way.
BC
I think of
before
my
Christ.
dad. I'm gonna get
after-
there. I'm
after
gonna
death.
get there. I think of my dad the same way. We rarely like talk, like shoot this shit.
Same.
Like, yeah, I know.
Same.
I know. He wasn't at all my birthdays. He wasn't at all my basketball games.
Some bad shit.
Same.
Please don't tell me that fell off.
It's right there.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. I was trying to like do a funny bit, but it backfired. Same.
But at the end of the day, I feel like I learned what it takes to be a man, how a man acts, and all these things from just watching him do those things.
So,
Even
like-
though I had to understand that he might not be around all the time, and at first, when I'm too young to understand it, it hurts, and you're like, "Where's Dad?"
Right. Later
Yeah.
on, you realize it's because he wanted to provide me a great
Exactly.
life.
And you're proud of him. You look up to him. He's a role model. So I think it comes full circle. But Andre, traditional woman or progressive lady?
Well, I mean, my goal is to have 3 wives, 1 Haitian, 1 Russian, 1 Latina. So I mean, you have to be pretty traditional for that.
Uh-huh.
But thing is, I also do like pointless arguments with women. So
Who
progressive
doesn't?
one,
He would love a Latin lady.
Yeah, that's
they
where you're
love to argue.
Yeah.
yeah. So traditional,
traditional.
because I plan to be a fucking rich as fuck, So
course.
they're gonna be straight.
And you will be. Have you met you?
Yeah, I have. I looked in the mirror.
Did you say the N-word when you did?
I did.
I bet.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
No. You have to answer as well. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Damn.
Chris.
I was hoping I could weasel my way out of this.
You
one.
gotta answer these rapid fires. I know you want to. I know you gotta say you have something to say because you make the question.
Well, being the Arab household raised man cancer that I am, my lady is not only going to stay at home and raise the kids and have some great hobbies that she does on the side, but no real job. She's going to be happy to do it. because I'm not forcing any girl into doing that.
Mm.
But I'm just gonna find a girl that understands the trade-off and is proud to be a mother and sees fulfillment in that. So yes, I want the conservative, more traditional woman, but I want her one that sees how much she means in doing that.
Like
Because
she's
her
your
other girlfriends are gonna be like, "Oh, so what are you, like his maid?" And she's gonna be like, "What do you mean? I mean, you just stay home and cook and take care of the kids. You're a maid." And she has to understand she's much more than that. Anyways,
That's why I want 3 wives, bro. Because then she can't get corrupted by her friends.
While I say
They're all gonna be friends.
progressive, at the same time, I wouldn't mind a traditional woman.
bringing them back, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out Sharia law, but
I think elements of
Yo.
both. You know, be in the middle.
Yeah, like what he said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You hit it on the head.
Next question.
I would support any passion she has as long as it doesn't involve
Porn.
her having a job or porn. So starting with Draysky, it's a great question to have you started off. Do you bring flowers on a first date?
Hell no.
Let me phrase it better because I don't think you know what a real date is. like it's a girl you really like. You like saw her at the library or the grocery store. You asked her out. You
This
guys-
is a Nicholas Sparks book.
Yo, fuck off. I'm having my erotic moment. And you get her number and you guys finally agree to meet for like dinner one night, maybe some drinks, and you're gonna go pick her up.
Mm-hmm. So, I feel like giving flowers sets an expectation of gift giving. I don't like to spend money.
That's a love language, though, right? Gift giving is one of them.
Everyone likes gift giving.
I have gave flowers to girls.
I know you have. You're a romantic,
He's a very
bro.
romantic guy.
Yeah.
But thing
He does
is,
it all.
the first impression, it's like, you feel me? Like, I'm that guy, you feel me? You know, you gotta set the right expectations, you feel me? It's like-
Shay thinks this is hilarious.
It's like giving her flowers. It's like you look like a fucking like loser, you know?
Interesting take.
Yeah.
I see your point. You look like a Sherm.
Yeah.
You look like a
fucking
simp.
Sharon.
Yeah.
No,
Here are your
no.
flowers.
Shayna, I'll flip the question a little bit for you. On a first date, would you prefer a guy to bring flowers or not?
I don't think we would know each other well enough for me to appreciate the gesture. I think it's too preliminary. By the 3rd, 4th, or 5th date, he shows up with flowers at dinner. I would be like, whoa, this is so thoughtful. He took the time, and like, I would be blown away. It's too soon to be like, no. I would. It would lose its meaning if it was done on the first date.
I got you. That's
Save
a
that.
good
Like,
point.
put it in your back pocket for like 3rd, 4th, or 5th.
All right, let me write that down. Hold on.
Yeah, make a note. Make a note.
Joshua, you bring in a girl that you genuinely like and are really hoping this goes well. Flowers on a first date?
Like Andrei said, I don't see myself as that type of person. I don't see myself as that type of person to pull up with flowers
Fucking
on the
stud.
first date.
Fucking
On the dates
stud.
that I've been on, I have never done that on the first date. So, no, I'm not the type of person to bring flowers on the first date. Maybe
Answer.
down the line, yeah, but like
down the line, totally.
down the line, first date, nah. You're meeting the person for basically the first time and
You're
getting to know
feeling each
them. You
other
know,
out.
flowers. I don't think that's a good introduction.
Answer received. Alan, would you bring a girl that you think you really like flowers on a first date?
This is gonna have to be a hypothetical answer because I've never really gone on a date. Like,
That's literally what I was gonna say.
if there was
If I got you a date night tomorrow night with a chick, like, for some reason you feel like you like her, something about her, you're just like, oh, I think I like this chick. Okay.
You wouldn't know.
I have the hypothetical. Let me put the hypothetical down for you. If you're going on a first date with Keira Knightley, are you bringing her flowers?
It's Keira fucking Knightley. Yes, you are. Now be.
I'm gonna do everything in my power to impress and leave a good impression with her. So I'm probably gonna bring flowers.
But all you gotta do is be you, and that should be impressive enough. Because you are impressive just by being your true authentic self.
Let him answer his rapid fire.
Fine.
I would just do what I think I would really be flattered and appreciated with.
So not
like-
flowers.
I like fresh scents. I like
So I'm gonna take a shower.
I like chocolate. I like steakhouses and the lighting. I don't like steak, but
You're a vegan.
what I mean is I like beautiful spaces that are dim lit with
The
booths.
ambiance, yeah,
I would try to create a beautiful night in every aspect. So yeah, I would probably bring flowers if I was really crushing over a girl.
I agree, Alan.
I would do everything.
I agree.
I figured you would be the type of guy to bring flowers.
I was gonna say he's the anomaly. Alan is the anomaly. He would bring flowers first date.
Now,
Yeah.
Alan.
Andre and I are the shit.
And
Alan being Alan, if I know you as well as I think I do, he would hand pick them. He wouldn't buy them. He would
Oh.
hand pick them, wrap some yarn around
cute.
the stems.
Sweetheart he
Yeah.
is.
Am I right or am I right? It's also more sustainable than purchasing flowers. I'm just saying that.
I like these answers, guys.
All right.
wait, he didn't confirm if that's what the route he would take.
Yeah, he
Handpicked versus store bought.
I want to say yes, just because I love in the past giving birthday presents. I love doing original things,
There we go.
creating my own.
So it'd fall under the line of
Wallpaper
your
on-
persona already.
It would. So I
Yeah.
want to say yes, but once again, I've never been there, never been in that situation yet.
It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. It's a matter of when and not if. Moving on.
I can buy myself flowers. Great song.
Write my name in the sand.
If I was your man.
When I was your
Talk
man.
to myself for hours.
bought you flowers.
Do things you won't
and held
understand.
your hand.
I can take my.
All right, Greg.
All right, next rapid fire question. Shana is gonna have no idea what this means.
All right.
Alan, Boston or Dallas?
Celtics!
Oh, nice.
Presumptuous. I've been following along, Chris.
I'm just being
Dallas.
a misogynist.
I have Dallas,
That
Dallas in 7.
Dallas in 7.
I have a serious issue with the Boston Celtics. I have all season. My head is shaved right now because of the Boston Celtics. I don't like that team. I don't find the players entertaining.
Derek White hitting
I
8
don't-
triples in a game.
I think Derek White looks like some sort of mutant creature.
Yeah, it's bald.
I want the Celtics to get annihilated, but I also want to say I highly respect Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think they're very classy guys.
I'm sure
And
they'll
you know
really
what?
appreciate hearing that when they watch this.
I would love to spend some time with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think they're great guys. I don't like that team though.
Josh, Dallas or Boston?
I got Dallas in 6, and I'm also going to touch on Boston for a second. And I'm going to say the opposite of you. I don't fuck with Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is a fucking lick. Jason
Fucking
Tatum,
nerd.
but I do respect his play. He's been going off. He's been hooping. I do like the one player I am a fan of their team that is, speaking of just to put Boston in perspective.
Let me guess.
Who?
Al Horford.
Nah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even though he's a Gator. I respect the hell and I like Drew Holiday.
Oh,
Drew
yeah.
Holiday is a game changer for any fucking team,
Yeah.
bro.
That
That
boy's a
guy,
dog.
he is a dog, and he has fucking changed like every team he's been to. They're become a contender instantly. But I think that Kyrie and Luka can fucking get the job done. I think they're gonna win in
Bro,
6.
I think they're the best backcourt in our lifetime.
They're the most entertaining backcourt that I've seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
They're so entertaining.
Shayna?
Yeah.
She said Boston.
Boston, huh?
Here's the thing. I have been watching, and since moving to Miami, and
We got our own little Doris Burke here.
yeah, the Celtics, man, they radiate strategy. It seems like
Oh.
a really strategic team, and I think ultimately the winners, the teams that win, they're the strategic teams.
This is true.
Mavericks are they seem more freeform.
Disoriented.
Yeah, a
kinda
little
just-
messy,
yeah.
a little winging it vibe,
Yeah.
but I think strategy at the end of the day is what makes winners win. Yeah.
Pretty accurate.
I
Pretty
think
accurate.
also just overall
Hold on, you answered.
they stack.
You answered.
I don't care. They stack. They're stacked. They're
They're
gonna get.
stacked.
You're gonna get Kristaps Porzingis back too.
They're stacked like your auntie.
What the fuck are you talking about?
All Andrei Dubrovski, my comrade from the motherland. Who will win this game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics?
Fuck Jason Tatum.
Oh, God.
I got my Slavic warrior playing for the Dallas Mavericks, and he'll fucking beat the fuck out them fucking leprechauns.
Let's go, baby. Straight out of fucking Slovenia with a GDP of $2.3 million.
And Kyrie.
You can't fuck with us.
And Kyrie.
Kyrie.
And my fellow Muslim Kyrie.
And who you got?
I got Dallas, man. I told you this early in the season. I don't know if you remember, but I told you Dallas was going to be a problem. I told
Dallas is a problem.
Bro, I knew they were going to fucking go to the finals.
Dallas is also, they got the first of all,
They got that white magic.
Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington.
Crazy.
Huge pickups.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek
Lively.
Lively has had a huge impact.
I'm happy you said that because I was just thinking that in my head. Last year, I remember thinking, what happened to the Dallas Mavericks when they got eliminated early in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
And now the chief or whatever of basketball operations for the Mavericks is getting hella props. He's getting hella props because he pieced together three or four more players that are really instrumental to their game. Without them, this team wouldn't be here.
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. But, fellas and madame, we've got one final question to swoop us all away.
And then we have a special.
And then we have a special little surprise for our viewers.
Very exciting.
You guys are in for a hoot. But what sounds more appealing? A boys' trip or a romantic getaway?
Boys trip.
Boys trip.
Also, it depends where it is, though. That's a fact.
Okay.
Either one could be either
bro,
wherever you want.
Because, like, I don't want to go to fucking Paris with the boys, you feel me? But I don't want to go with the lady. But I don't want to go to fucking Colombia with a lady. I want to go with the boys.
Yeah.
So let's solidify
But
it a little
if I
more.
pick one, I'm going to Colombia with the boys.
Exactly what I was gonna say. It feels like the best boys trip possible versus the best romantic getaway
Oh,
possible.
yeah, man. We can get romantic in Miami, bro.
Shayna, girls trip, I guess. Not really, because you don't have any girlfriends. But
It's true.
I guess still boys trip or a romantic
No,
getaway.
I took a solo trip last year in January, middle of winter,
That's
to-
neither.
to Paris.
Uh-huh.
And I had the best fucking time despite my luggage being left in Lisbon and me not having any of my shit for the total of 4 days I was there.
Lisbon.
That's
That's
escargot.
No, I'm vegetarian. Also, when I eat meat, I would never. That's an animal. A snail is not. It's an organism. It's not a plant.
Barely.
Plants are organisms.
No, but it's an animal.
Hey, one thing about vegetarian. Have you seen that video? Have you seen that video where they connected robot arms to the tree's nervous system? Or
How
like
did we
some
get here
plant's
from
nervous
escargot?
system? And they proved that trees have like not necessarily brain waves, but like, you know, they can like feel when they get hurt. They can
Well,
like
plants don't have nerve endings, so they may react or respond to various, like elements such as like weather and climate and all the things, but they can't feel pain. Snails, they have nerve endings. They feel the pain. So,
I don't know. I support plant lives.
right, but snails are not plants. I support all life. I do. Yeah, go for it, Alan.
I support plants more than animals.
I got into this with my brother. He was like,
Because we wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for plants. They produce oxygen. Plants
Right, but we're
produce
all
carbon dioxide.
We're all interconnected within an ecosystem. So, like, the plants help the animals and vice versa. Ultimately, everything is virtually a mutualistic symbiotic relationship in one way or another. We all need all of the parts for it to be one giant unified whole.
So why do you feel like it's right to eat plants, not animals?
They don't feel pain. They're literally not alive. They have no cognitive awareness of what's going on. And that's my statement.
I get into this with my brother a lot, and he's like, Alan, you know what? You come at me for eating beef. You're killing plants all the time. But actually, every crop, you're not killing a plant. The plant produces the crop,
Pig.
and the crop falls. The crop has a life cycle. It eventually drops. The mangoes drop from the tree. The potatoes grow. The plant.
You're only expediting what's inevitable in terms
You're
of
not
like
killing the plant. Though.
right.
The crops. You're yielding the crop, and
you're
the plant.
expediting
the
the
plant
crop
never dies.
cycle. Correct.
But do you eat avocados or almonds?
Of course.
So you support the mass murder of bees that it takes to grow those
Oh.
crops?
I don't know enough to comment on that matter. I will say wait. You said almonds.
Yeah, almonds and
hate-
avocados.
I hate specifically that nut or almonds. I don't like almonds. I don't fuck with almonds. I think they're like the shittiest nuts available on the market.
I think you love all nuts.
No.
I like
I'm very
almonds.
singular with my nut intake. Although avocados I do love.
Fuck up.
And wait, how are bees associated?
You're a dirty little cum rag. Alan's a
I
dirty
don't
little
feel
cum rag.
comfortable
Because the way that they're grown, they need bees to pollinate it, the plant, and they use millions of bees to pollinate it, and they kill them after.
I'm gonna need to research this statement.
Research.
All right. So the
Yeah,
bees are
yeah,
dying.
yeah.
The bees are dying. We've known this, but fuck the bees. Did anyone answer the boys' trip or romantic
No,
getaway
they answered
thing?
already. They answered.
Shana
Did you
answered?
Did you
I
answer?
didn't even
You,
answer.
you didn't really
Yeah.
answer, yeah. So
I mean, I did just take a singular boy trip with my brother to New York, but in terms of boys, or plural, girls.
girls, whatever.
like, if I could give you one magically served up to you tomorrow, which would you pick? I was like, you and all your friends, whoever you deem that is,
Uh-huh.
can go on a trip, or you and some hubba charming Prince Charming can go to Paris or wherever you think is a more romantic destination. Where would you rather go?
I'd say a girls' trip to like fucking Indonesia or like
Pretty dope.
yeah, like somewhere like even like South America, like Argentina, like Rio. I think would be so fun. All the girls on the beach, like
What do girls do when they're like all together?
unleash like fucking feminine hell.
Energy.
Yeah, feminine energy. There we go.
How does that get directed though? Are you guys just like gossiping like crazy?
We just unleash. We just let everything we've been holding in out.
Fuck guys.
Going back to the start about the yacht charters, my boss Brad, he was telling me the story. He said the worst people to charter yachts to is like all girls trips because they fucking ruin everything. Bro.
I
They
bet.
leave fucking like tampons with
Ooh.
blood on them all over. Fucking like fucking ruin everything. Bro.
So this is what you guys are doing when men aren't around.
For the record, I don't get a period. I'm not in this crowd, so
You don't get a period? Oh yeah, you're on birth.
I'm on birth control to avoid getting one because I was like deathly
Ladies,
sick.
get on birth control.
Aren't you? The thing is, with birth control, are you worried about? have-
Let Josh answer, bro. He's been
Uh,
dying to
We
answer.
gotta, we
He's
gotta,
been
we
dying
gotta
to
finish
answer.
the show. Or
Josh,
get the show on the road.
Josh. Would you rather take a boys' trip or a romantic getaway?
Quick answer: boys' trip. That's it.
I would also go boys trip. I would just look for
Yo, you guys are
adventure.
sleeping on the romantic getaway.
You'd rather do it. You'd rather do the romantic.
I don't know my answer, but it's romantic getaways are great, man.
I actually don't care if it's. I actually don't care necessarily if it's. I would say boys, but I would just really want adventurers and explorers to join me, who are really about just experiencing the culture and just going out and experiencing. Like if I'm in Italy, I want to go to operas.
Nice.
If I'm in China, like
You want to go? You want to go to biohazard testing facilities?
I want to see the Wuhan research facility.
Exactly. Yeah.
I want to explore
Drink
their
bat soup.
downtowns. I want to explore their
I
town.
want to try it.
Just whoever's about exploring. That's who I want to travel with.
So for you, it's more about where, not even who. Yeah. It's like you want, as long as the company can fully envelop what the place has to offer.
Yes, but no, definitely the personality of the people matters. Like I like people who are down, positive, open-minded.
Yeah.
You know, because people impact your experience. And I want to have people who are down, positive, explorative.
Adventurous.
I agree.
All the things.
Alan's
Let me tell you something right now.
Alan,
let me tell you
did
some
you just
shit.
smell
Let me-
someone fart?
It's good.
Did someone just fart or something? You made a face.
Nah.
Let me tell you something right now.
Sound.
Once you said the opera, I already immediately say I'm never going on a trip with you. I'm fucking with you. I like to fuck around on this
It's
show.
not over till the fat lady sings, Josh. But that's been that has been the commencement of episode 11 of Chat'n Charni. Thank you for joining us yet again another week.
1 and 1, the Twin Tower episode.
Twin Tower episode. Shout out
I can smell
Palestine.
that from. That's
But,
very fragrant. That is one fragrant
Shout
fruit.
out Osama bin Laden.
Hold on, guys. I'm doing the outro. Now, before we let you all go, we've got such a sweet treat for you guys. Josh,
Maybe.
what do we have in
I've
store for
actually
the
never
people?
had a grapefruit. Never in my life. Never.
Y'all ready to hear another Chop-A-Lot performance?
Let's go.
Yo.
Another snippet from the album.
Yo.
Wait. What's the? Oh wait, the Black Priest is what it's called.
Black Priest Productions,
Mhm.
Z Money and
Slap God. Thank you. Oh my God, this is
Chop-A-Lot
huge.
is
This is too much. This is too much.
Charni-Episode, our grapefruit.
Oh yeah, we need our grapefruit. Save some for later.
Oh my God.
So y'all want to hear a song from
Alright.
the album or
Ladies
what?
Slap God.
I present to you.
I'm not performing Slap God. I can't even say all the lyrics.
Oh,
to that
okay.
song.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Z Money and Chop-A-Lot.
Whoop, whoop.
I gotta get my lyrics just in case. What the fuck you doing? Better get this shit going.
We violated Josh.
You really did.
Come on, Josh.
It is very fragrant.
All right, y'all ready?
The-
Everyone, hold
Aromatic.
it. We're
The song
about
is
to watch
called-
a performance from a future fucking icon.
The song is called Florida Georgia Line. It's the penultimate track on my album. Hung up on the shit for way too long. Been running away, trying to right my wrongs. Gotta take you with me, show you I'm different. Like we could be together if we feel right. Can we be forever just one night? I can't even forget if I fucking try. Got me fucking living with my side. White lies, black ties, red tide, blue eyes. Let's ride to the sunrise. You're wise, what a surprise. And I don't know what I'm doing. This might be my undoing. Real bad vibes they're brewing. From the pot you are stewing. I'm done, this ain't fun. Not sure if you're the one. Crashing into the sun. I'm scared I might run. Can we please just be honest? I feel like I'm being modest. Pulling teeth, the orthodontist. This love shit, it isn't promise. Got this bad bitch, but she a real head case. I'm with the plugs and the scammers and the deadbeats.
She was the one, I'm out of the way.
Shout out Shulman, baby.
Actually, you.
That verse before was me. Yeah.
Snap, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Is this Toby?
Thanks for watching, motherfuckers. Peace out.